do you find more important?
Hey guys, we are live. Hello, hello.
I moved my camera and I forgot where it was for a minute.
That's okay. All right, guys, we're back with another episode of Chimera Collective, Darkness and Darvasta. So thank you for joining us. We left our agents in a very dark and creepy tomb in a ruined church in the middle of a very dark forest. So about as I just layered shit on there. I didn't even mean to. So going down into the crypt, you saw several, well, to get into it, first of all, you had to face some zombies. You faced some hellhounds. To get past that, searching this ruined church, you saw there was like signs of soldiers, like an older structure underneath the floorboards. And continuing your search, you eventually found this entry to this like abandoned crypt that's or tomb, catacombs, if you will, that's underneath the church. And it seems like things are kind of leading you in that direction. So climbing down, leaving Muffalo sadly behind, as it would be difficult for him to get up and down the stairs.
Butt's too big.
He
doesn't have hands.
He's got paws. You guys make your way, and you find yourself at first in this sort of open chamber surrounded by coffins. Some curiosity, playing around a little bit, awoke some of the skeletons within the coffin, but nothing you guys couldn't really handle. Managed to get a door open to kind of make your way further into these dark catacombs, and were interrupted. I guess the noise of moving this large stone door got the attention of two skeleton warriors that are now facing you in front of you. And we did have a map, but we kind of switched to we're switching to more of a theater of the mind going forward. So you guys are in a narrow passageway. I believe it would have been Sybil that was in the front, and you'll have to kind of remind me of where your guys' placement was in terms of kind of going forward. I know for sure Sybil was in the front. And then you kind of see these creatures, just like armored skeletal hand kind of but two of them are starting to kind of pull themselves up out of these open coffins.
I remember me standing towards the back because one of them was coming out next to like where I was at.
Okay.
So
yeah, Sybil was in the front in that coffin room. Fudge was at the back in that coffin room. Sethi and Kieran were kind of in the doorway.
Okay.
Yep. And Crystal has like basically her long tom over one of our shoulders.
All right.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and roll for some initiative then, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And since I don't have Roll20 up, I'm just going to kind of write it down. You guys might want to write down the initiative too, just kind of keep in mind for yourselves.
didn't Sybil have Kieran's thing on her?
Yep.
Thanks for the reminder, because I forgot about that.
She's
Yeah.
got the thingy. She's got advantage.
Chat, let me know if anything's up with the sound, if any particular player is too quiet, too loud, so we can kind of try to equalize that a little bit, or if the music itself is too quiet or too loud at any given time. Feel free to let us know in the chat, and I'll do my best to adjust that. I am going to change the music to a little bit more of a battle-y sound now. Let's see here. While you guys roll.
Need to grab my notes.
I know I had a skeleton mix. Where's my little skeleton mix?
Does it have xylophones?
It could. You never know. We'll find out.
That totally dates me because that's like a thing for.
That doesn't date you that much. I mean, that's like a really old cartoon, that black and white cartoon, but.
Yep.
Just don't claim to have seen the original. You'll be fine.
I I've not seen it's always been in reruns. I'm not that old.
No, then
All
you're
right.
good.
There we go. Skelly battle music acquired. All right, so 18 through 20.
I got an 18.
Okay. Oh, I need to roll for my Skelly boys. Okay. All right. Seth at 18. Okay. And let's do 15 through 17. Nope. Okay. 11 through 14.
Got 14.
Okay. All right. And 8 through 10.
10.
Okay. And 5 through 8.
7.
Crystal,
What did Crystal get?
7.16.
Okay, so who's got the higher dex? She's got points 1. What do you have?
Oh, it's her. Yeah, I only have a 12.
1.6. Okay, 0.12. Okay. So then next, Crystal. And then Fudge. All right, and below that, nobody, right? That was everyone? Okay. Below that is actually both Skelly boys,
Yay.
because they rolled a 3 and a 1 respectively.
Jeebus.
Yeah. Skelly 1 and Skelly 2. So I have a feeling they're going to die horrible deaths before it even gets to their turn, which is totally fine. Seth, what would you like to do to these Skelly boys in front of you? They have a little bit of armor to them.
I think I'm just gonna start simple. I'm gonna look at the one that is nearest to Fudge, and send out my mummified hand and hit it with a chill touch.
All right.
Maybe not hit it with a chill touch. It's gonna be a 15.
A 15, that I believe just hits. My Skelly boy. Yep. Just hits.
Okay, that's good. That's a good damage roll as well. That is going to be 14 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And it cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Got it.
And then I'll just kind of like press myself up against the doorway here so I'm out of Crystal's way when she tries to take a shot. And end my turn.
Alrighty. That brings us to Sybil.
So they're at the other end of the chamber from you, the hallway from you, right?
Yes.
All right.
Kieran, you're on deck.
And I
Well, they're kind of off to the sides because they're like pulling themselves up. They're not even fully out of the coffins yet before taking some hits.
my understanding, if I remember correctly, the coffins aren't necessarily quiet when they're opening.
No.
Right? They're very obvious. Okay. One's fairly close to Fudge, so I'm gonna go for the one that's opposite.
Okay.
The, one that's not near Fudge, because I know Fudge can handle himself. Yes. That.
Got it.
Usually.
And just to kind of keep it straight in my head, Seth, which one did you go for? The one closest to Fudge or the one closest to...
The one that was closest to Fudge.
Okay, got it.
So I'm rolling both my attacks. They are... With my sword, I'm pretty sure one will not hit. So the first one is I can math it. 23.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Second one's a 9.
That misses.
I figured.
What are you hitting it with? What's it look like?
I have my... So as I move across the corridor, the sword kind of pops out of my arm once again.
Sweet.
As it extends out. I can't imagine it's like a piece of metal slides out, snaps in place, piece of metal, snap, piece of metal, snap.
Yep. Yep.
As it just extends.
But like real fast. Yeah.
Real rapid. So just, and so as that comes out, and she just brings her arm up and around and comes down on the thing.
Cool.
At least the pieces of it that are sticking out.
It's sort of his arm, shoulder, part of the neck and face. Yeah.
It wasn't a great roll, so it's going to be 7 slashing damage.
Okay, got it. So as you go down and slashing at it, you get a good hit on it, and then it gets kind of snagged on its helmet for the other strike, so its armor kind of protected it in that moment, evading the damage from the second strike there.
And then, just for flavor more, slide the shield off of where I normally carry it from and bring it firmly in front of me, waiting for it to... whatever's going to happen next.
Got it. Kind of bracing yourself. Perfect.
Yep.
Kieran, you're up with Crystal on deck.
Alrighty. I don't remember if these guys are really tough or not. So I'm just gonna blast them with a spell.
Do it.
I am going to toll the dead.
Okay, sounds good. Strong cantrip.
I'm gonna do the one. Which is the one that took 2 hits?
The one they've each taken a spread. So, but the one closest to Fudge is the one that looks worse for wear. He's had several of his armor kind of pulled back and away. Parts of his rib cage has been kind of messed up by Seth's attack. What would it look like? Is it sort of like just blackening the bone? Your attack, Seth?
Yeah, so this is the chill touch, where previously it's been like almost a spectral mummified hand that lunges out from me to the target and like grabs onto their face, and as it pulls back, it like pulls out the spirit of the person that they once were.
Okay.
And that's the damage that they take.
Got it. And it's sort of I'd like to say that it sort of leaves this blackened parts of the bone in places, as well as it's sort of making the taking the life essence out of this being, is causing it to become more brittle and frail, showing its age, if you will, a little bit more than the magical kind of aspects that are holding it together. So thank you. I just wanted to kind of get that picture a little bit better. Go ahead, Kieran.
So I need a wisdom 15 save.
Got it. On it. Skelly boy. Oh, Skelly boy did fucking good. That'll be a 17.
So then he takes no damage because it's save or suck for total of the dead.
So he just kind of like, his teeth kind of just chatters in your direction.
Yep. I'm not advancing, but that's all she can do right now.
Got it. That will be Crystal with Fudge on deck.
Okay, so I will stay in place. Because Seth has moved back, I believe I have a clear shot.
Yes.
So I will shoot first with my blunderbuss at the skelly that is already damaged. And okay. So that is a 19.
That hits.
Okay, and that would be 2d8 plus 3 piercing damage.
So kind of peeking between you guys, Crystal puts her blunderbus's like muzzle through there, and you hear this loud ringing explosive sound as the shot goes forward. You kind of like duck back a little bit.
Oh, nice.
From the blast.
I feel like we were just starting to get used to the sound for guns outside, and now we're in this narrow hallway with gunfire going off.
it definitely is echoes off the walls. It kind of hurts your ears a bit. Very loud in this tight space.
Y'all gotta cover your ears. That will be a total of 6, 8, and 5 is 13. 3 is 16 piercing damage.
All right. Which one were you aiming at? The one closest to Fudge?
The one that was damaged.
The one that's already damaged? Yeah, it's down.
Yes.
So you
Alright,
see
and
that blast just breaks apart the already kind of brittle bones, and they just shatter in front of you. Can I Fudge and Sybil, can you give me dexterity saving throws, please, from the shrapnel that's being caused by this blast of bone shards right in front of your face?
I mean, I have my shield up. Doesn't that help me?
It does, yeah. I would say that. Go ahead and. This is sort of wibbly wobbly because of the dexterity saving throw, but based on the description, I'll allow it. I'll roll with advantage.
Sweet. I wasn't expecting that to work.
That's a fair point.
Fudge has a shield too that he always has out.
Oh my god, I do it for one. I have to do it for everybody. All right, fine. Roll with advantage. Just one time. I'll be nice.
Yeah,
I'll be
I
nice.
need it.
It's the candy in class rule.
Yeah,
I got a 14.
I got a 10.
Okay, yeah, that's both of that is enough. As long as you got 10 was the DC, so you did good.
My original roll was 4, so.
So you guys hear the blast, instinctively raise your shields up as you hear the clunk, 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 clunk. And you look back over and you see the bone shards. There's a few like little shards sticking in your shields, kind of wipe them off and good to go again. But you are protected from that blast that shattered that skeleton all over you. And he's down.
okay, and I would get, I believe, a second shot.
Yeah,
at
go for it.
Yep.
This level. Okay. So that is going to be. Ooh. Nice. It's either a 19 or a 61. So that would be 25.
Yeah, that hits.
And again with the blunderbuss. So on the remaining skeleton, that is 8 plus 3 is 11 piercing damage.
And that one as well. From the explosion, that sound just shatters your eardrums a little bit again as it just echoes across the hall, almost intermingling with the previous shot as these are rapid fired shots from Crystal. And this skeleton too just bursts into bone shatters. I'm gonna need dex saves from you guys. This time, no advantage.
It's fair.
I
I didn't
don't
expect
think
it to work.
it's
the first
Taking
time,
away my
so.
candy.
I mean, you know, Karen has a shield also.
You're not rolling. You're far enough back.
Oh, I am? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank goodness, because that was a crappy roll. That would have sucked.
Yeah, just Sybil
I mean-
and Fudge right now.
I rolled a 10, but that means I got a 9.
You rolled
got
a
a
10, but
6.
you got a 9. All right.
Dexterity is not my forte, okay? She's made out of metal.
It's not a lot. You're just going to take 3 points of piercing damage if you got under a 10.
You know, as someone who watches Gundam anime, you know, that whole being clad in armor, not being dexterous is some bullshit. Because, like, you know, you watch some giant mecha beating the crap out of each other that don't fly. Yeah, they're moving pretty badass. I'm just saying.
Or maybe it just looks like they're
Look.
moving fast because they're both like the same speed, and it's just to make it exciting. They always put the video of the Gundams like in a little bit and fast forward.
And look, I had to dump something, so.
So basically, they just set the dial to 33 and they just like let it go.
Yeah.
If you know what that means, you're as old as I am.
Alrighty, so the skeletons are done. They're toast. Things are peaceful. I'm going to turn off this battle music because you guys did the little mini encounter just fine. I said I was stopping you, music. You're not doing the stopping. Just scroll all the way back up to... Let's see. So yeah, things are peaceful. You've got the other end of the tunnel up ahead. It looks like it's more catacombs, more tombs. The sound of the gunfire shots kind of echoing forward. You could hear the sounds of other like bony like appendages scraping at stone, but you don't hear the sound of any stone moving as of now. It is pitch black ahead. But I believe that Kieran did a spell to help you guys see, so it's grayscale for you all.
Yeah, I gave them all Eyes of Night.
Yes.
Gotcha. I have Pass Without a Trace up. I put that very boldly and highlighted in my notes.
That's fair. The gunshots kind of alerted them, but going forward, that will definitely play a role. So, would you guys like to continue?
I mean, we kind of got it, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
For
I'm
this
sorry
part.
about the noise, y'all, but it does kind of solve the immediate problem.
Like, God, what's the name of the gunsmith at the goat boy? I forget his name.
Oh, let's see.
Oh crap! I thought I had it
I
written
have to
down.
pull up my NPC notes real quick because I don't remember his beautiful name. Let's see.
It was
It
Blacksmith
wasn't him.
Douchebag.
His name was Connor.
Connor, there you go.
I didn't even
Yeah,
have the
Connor
notes
with a
open.
K.
Like, you need to like see if there's something Connor can do about making that still have the boom but not be so loud.
You
Well,
know, if
yeah,
I
if we ever get back to the collective offices, I could always ask Ellery because he's real clever and he might be able to do like a silencer kind of thing for me.
if you ever learn to cast magic, and I don't know much about magic, but I'm sure there's a spell out there somewhere that you cast like silence on like
See,
yourself.
the problem with that is like it makes everything around you silent, and then like
Yeah, she would
you
become the
can't cast
silent
spells
assassin.
anymore.
I
Well,
do
that's just for
wonder,
her though.
though, if you could imbue it onto a ring of sorts and attach that around the end of the barrel of the weapon.
Oh,
No,
I
not
like
doing
that.
that
I
fancy
don't
stuff.
know anything about that, but that sounds cool.
Is that something we all could do, or is that something more like Ellery would have to do over time?
I have no idea what the procedure is for enchanting items, so I'm afraid I cannot help with that.
This is a great conversation to be having right here, right now, in this very particular moment.
Yeah, as you
As
guys
we're
hear
standing
these
here.
that sound of just like fingernails scraping on stone.
Maybe we talk about this all later.
Fudge is
But I
gonna like
like the
pull.
idea, Steph. That's good.
Fudge is gonna pull like he's probably got some like moss or something from his bag, and he just sticks it into his ears. So he plugs them up just a little bit, just to muffle the noise of the gun. And then Fudge will just start moving forward into the catacombs.
And I'll be following at the same distance I was following before, which I think was like 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
Kieran will stay in the middle again. I am equidistant to whoever might need the healing.
Okay. I think Gillytam had to step away for a second, but I'll put her towards the kind of guarding the rear. We'll put her towards the back.
So if Fudge is in front, then Kieran will boop his nose, and he feels like he might have advantage on the next initiative roll.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. Feels good.
Because I could do it forever. It's the cheesiest ability on the planet.
What
I
is
love
that? When advantage
it.
on
That is
initiative?
that is the oh, God, where is it? Looking at the PDF is not as easy as it is looking at the other one.
Oh, I see it. It's vigilant blessing. It's in your
Yes,
actions. Okay.
there it goes.
When creature
Yeah,
you touch advantage.
as an action, which is like
That's fucking
okay.
great. Yeah. You should. I don't know why you're not doing that more. I guess because you don't always know when battle's going to happen, but.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, I mean, it seems kind of cheesy. It's like, it's like, oh, it's like I'll just start booping you at the beginning of the day. I'm just like, I mean, and realistically, it's just like if we're not in a dangerous situation, why am I really gonna use it on somebody? It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like
And I would say that you could only have it on one creature at a time. Like, you wouldn't be able to, like, boop everybody. Like, its magic stays until they use it, is what I would say. But
I've been playing it like that.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they've like eroded it to only be one creature at a time because that's just bananas.
yeah, that would be
Otherwise,
totally broken. And it would, like, dismiss a bunch of people's, like, features that they get and stuff in different, because I think there's, like, a feature you can get that helps you with advantage and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. You guys continue to travel down this
Yeah.
creepy ass tunnel.
Stealthily.
Give me stealth rolls.
Pass without trace. Add that plus 10, folks.
Add the plus 10.
Plank.
That is good.
I need to find some mithril armor badly. I'm tired of this disadvantage.
Oh, wow. I roll with disadvantage, and I rolled 2 19s.
Nice.
Damn, I got
So
it.
That's 29.
29 plus
18 with my disadvantage.
Plus 10 or just 18?
That's with the plus 10.
Okay.
You've seen my stats.
I got a
That's true. That's
30
damn.
total.
Okay.
Jeebus, sir.
I am the
27.
knight.
Okay, nice.
And I got a 19.
Okay. The group succeeded, so we'll just assume no matter what Sybil gets, it would be fine. So you guys, as you make your way through, you notice that the hall, surrounded by all these sort of like coffins and these catacombs, it gets a little bit more narrow and more narrow. But as you continue to travel through, the scraping and the scratching slowly starts to fade and then stop completely as you continue to travel through. Traveling about 15 minutes just through this almost unending kind of, every now and then you turn and you wind. And after a moment, you realize that you're sort of winding in a downward spiral. And it's in angles, but you're definitely going down. And
Karen is subconsciously praying with her prayer beads.
as you go down, you expect a chamber that's deep in the cold earth, in the darkness, to feel cold. But it doesn't. It's almost like it's getting hotter the further you go down, and warmer. Eventually, as you travel through, and again, you guys are being extremely stealthy, so nothing's hearing you. So well done there. Possible opportunities, but you come across, in this darkness, suddenly one of the turns, there's a light that's kind of shining on the wall, indicating that wherever this turns next, there's some sort of lit chamber or hall ahead. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna
Is there
probably
a door,
just,
or is it just an open archway?
Right now, since everything's been kind of like almost in like a square that gets smaller and smaller as you go down, one of the turns, and it's been sloping down this whole way as well, but one of the like hard left hand turns, or right hand turns, sorry, one of the hard right hand turns, you see on the left wall there's light shining, so you know that once you turn that corner you're going to see something different, because everywhere else has been complete black. But you don't know what yet. You just know that around that corner there's some sort of lit something.
what kind of light is it? Like fire?
Give me a perception check.
No.
Or I'll
Sure.
accept survival as well,
Oh, I'm rolling survival.
because I feel like that would be a survival-y thing to be able to sort of identify.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. I prefer you call it dirty, because unnatural still sounds too close to natural and it flips me out.
That's your problem, not mine.
Dirty.
Oh,
I'm the DM. I can make this roll.
I'm not gonna do
I
it.
will lay down the law.
It's the way I say it.
And suddenly, Fudge is dead every time he runs.
5
over a natural
hellhounds
20.
turn a corner,
Alright.
goes straight for Fudge's
That's not on
butt.
me. That's not on me. So,
All right.
anyways,
So, you
Can we now see the floor? Can we see any, like, can we make out the floor?
you could the whole time because of the grayscale vision. So,
Okay.
yeah, you were given dark vision.
But with the light that we now have,
Oh yeah,
is there some color to the floor?
there's definitely blood stains.
That was my question.
Yes.
Was could I look for blood stains on the floor?
Yeah, and this way traveling down, it's been very musty and old smelling, but there was also just a scent, a stink of animal, bit of a stink of sulfur from what you associate with the hellhounds, as well as that metallic smell of blood has pervaded this entire journey, pretty much as you've gone down. But you do see that trail of blood does continue around the corner. And the light, to answer your question, is a torchlight. It flickers. It's clear that it's fire. You can tell from sort of the way the light is shining on the wall that it's probably something placed high and close to the side of a wall. Because you rolled so high, I'm going to say you can easily tell from just the way the light is shining on the wall that it's likely not something that's being held and moved around. It's something that is static on the wall, but it's flickering, so it's clearly a live light, like a firelight.
Cool. I mean, I'm gonna continue to keep moving towards, like, to where it comes to the edge, essentially, but not necessarily break that plane yet. Like, I'm not going to step into the light. I'm just gonna get close to the edge.
Okay, you get close to the edge.
I'm gonna be listening.
Okay, give me a
If I hear
perception check.
anything. Okay. Not great, but it is a 9.
Seems very still, quiet. You can hear a faint crackle of what you assume to be a fire from a torch.
Just gonna peek my little head just a little bit around to look.
Okay, as you peek your head around, there's something immediately is in your vision, directly eyesight. As you're kind of crouched down and looking around the corner, something is staring right back at you with yellow slitted eyes.
That fucking cat, isn't it?
And a furry muzzle and a familiar look of the bobcat that you've seen before.
Oh, fuck. Are you serious? That fucking cat is down here?
It
I knew it.
swishes its tail in irritation.
What the shit are you doing down here?
Gives you a little bit of a look, pointedly stands up and starts to walk over towards where there's a large coffin that's closed, and he hops up on it and kind of curls up and lays his paws in a way where he's just kind of watching you.
I'm gonna come back to the other. I'm going back, bringing my head back. Gonna look at the rest of the group. I'm gonna be like, "You're not gonna fucking believe this, but that fucking cat is back." And
Wait, you mean like
So-
the cat from like the tower?
yeah, that asshole.
It did seem quite attached to you, so.
No, me and that cat did not get along at all. If anything, Sephi and it got along a little too much. Okay,
I found it
in my
to be
mind.
quite friendly.
No, it was not. It was not friendly at all.
I mean,
You-
don't cats just typically act that way?
I guess, yeah. I don't interact with too many cats, to be honest. But
As you guys
yeah,
are talking and saying this, you kind of turn to look back down that hall around that corner. As you turn around, the bobcat's just right behind you, looking up, and it
What?
just goes. "Rawr."
okay. Oh, shit.
So now it's in the hallway with us.
Yep.
Okay.
Did we see it move from A to B?
Nope.
I am going to cast my Speak with Animals because it's time to get one-on-one with this creature again. And then after I've casted that, I would like to cast Animal Friendship on this shithead.
Okay.
Because he's going to start being real polite with me. Hopefully. I could choose a beast to see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration.
So you cast the spell and well, I'm gonna help you out here. You start to cast the spell. I'm gonna be nice. But you feel there's no tether. This isn't a creature that you can bind to you in this way. And I'll allow you to not expend that spell slot.
Okay.
It's just something in your instincts just makes you pause.
All right, you ain't natural.
It
Are you
flips its
dead?
tail.
What's wrong with you?
And
Seffi, I feel like this is you. You got along with it way too.
then you hear a voice come from around the corner. Oh, Lou, stop bothering them. You're the one that vouched for them in the first place.
What? What the shit?
Come on. Might as well.
I guess I'm gonna walk around the corner, shield up, spear ready.
All right. Round the corner, and you see sitting cross-legged with her oh, welcome, Raiders, Mercs of Mischief, welcome. Happy to have you. So you round the corner, and you actually at first you don't see anything. There's nothing there. You heard a feminine voice though. And then you hear this metallic click. And then popping into your vision, what was once clearly invisible or out of sight a second ago, it appears to be a short, live, half-elven looking woman with really dark black hair that's pulled up to a point on her head and tied in a ponytail but it's sort of short hair, so everything kind of just spikes up from there. And she's got marks on her face, almost like war paint in different areas. And she's wearing a almost militaristic outfit, but it's very faded. So she's got, sort of tight-fitting pants, like leather pants, blouse, and a long duster that she has flipped out and trailed behind her. And she's sitting atop this sarcophagus with her legs in a very, flat splayed, cross-legged, and she's got a rifle that looks mundane, similar to the one that you saw in the hut, strewn across her lap, and a large book in front of her that she's sort of flipping through the pages and kind of looking frustrated. But she kind of looks up at you. Sorry about Lou.
Your cat's name is Lou?
Yep.
Is it a real cat?
Oh, he's real to me, but he's familiar.
Okay, you're one of them types. Casting magic and stuff.
A bit of that, bit of this.
Okay. What are you doing down here?
Helping you.
No. How'd you get down here?
Bit of that, bit of this.
Gonna be one of these types of conversations. Any of you want to come over here and work this out? Because this is just gonna go in circles, I feel like, if I'm gonna be the talking one here.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'll step out into the light as well.
So, based on what Lou's told me, you'll miss me Fudge, and Cephas, I think.
Correct.
Right. Where's the rest of you then?
Crystal will step into view. Probably set her rifle butt down and have it beside her.
Ah, beautiful piece that. Crystal, eh?
Yes. My name's Crystal.
Right.
And this here's the widow.
Nice. Good name.
Kieran comes around the corner looking very confused.
Karen.
That will bring up the rear.
And undoubtedly Sybil. So, right, names. Well, that's Lou. You've met him. You can call me Nita, but my name's Anita Brody. War Wizard at your service. So, Lou told me a little bit about your plans, said you were heading towards the ruined church, and I've been looking into it for a little while. It's a shady place. So I thought I'd come down and give you a bit of help. Try to get past this door. This is what's been I've been stuck on for a while. And you see that there is this kind of large stone door that doesn't appear to be, it looks more like a wall, but you could see there's arcane runes and sigils in an arch design across this wall. And the blood trail does go right into the wall.
Before we get all cozy with you, what do you know of this place?
Not too much, unfortunately. Dark magic, though.
Clearly, it ain't natural around here.
No, it's definitely not at all. Wait, you're missing one. Hold on. That's not... We can't have that. I'll be right back. Take a look at the door. See what you make of it. One moment. And she takes her rifle and clicks what would have been like the sight on the rifle. She clicks it down. And as she grasps the rifle with her hands out of her lap, this like ruby gem inlaid on the side appears when the rifle looked originally completely mundane. And these arcane sigils glow purple. And as she clicks the sight down on the rifle, she disappears.
What the shit? Where'd she go?
Be right back. And you hear kind of footsteps running down where you guys came from. Lou, keep an eye. The cat just sits. Wow.
So Kieran is gonna lean into Fudge and go, like her gun made her invisible.
I
And then,
guess.
and then she's gonna lean over to Crystal and she's like you need that for your gun too.
Oh, we should totally kill her and take her gun, and you can have it, Crystal. That'd be so cool.
If anyone wants to make an Arcana check to figure out what happened, they can.
How are we gonna kill her and take her
I
gun?
appreciate your sentiments, but I'm not sure I even know how to use something like that.
That's fair.
And I think it may be a bit premature, especially if she's here to help us all in that. Maybe.
Well, maybe here to help us, but you're right. We shouldn't just attack someone and take their belongings.
Should just waylay her in the darkness.
I don't think I want to offer just for the rifle, especially without understanding more about it.
That's fair.
Also, since it seems like her cat tells her everything we say around it.
Yeah, you look directly down, Fudge, and the cat is right at your feet again, and it's glaring back up at you.
Well, actually, I mean, I'm short, so like it's probably like I just turn
that's
around.
fair.
And it's
Yeah, you
like,
turn around and it's just right there
there
because it's a fairly big bobcat.
Yeah. Hey,
With
you
really
make sure you tell
long
her.
Whiskers.
You make sure when you do your report that I did come back and say that it was not a nice thing to say. You make sure you tell her that, because Fudge would never do that.
Yeah, you know the cat's not doing that. It doesn't like you.
Yeah, I know.
Spits a hairball on your foot.
Well, I too spit a hairball back at it.
It kind of bats it around a bit.
Oh.
Got something in common. We finally found something.
You bonded with it.
We've finally found the commonplace of a point of bonding. So it's a long journey ahead of us, but we may get there.
So she did leave her book out. There is the door with the arcane sigils on it. The cat is there. There's the sarcophagus. Is there anything you guys want to take a look at while she's gone before she comes back?
I'm curious, like, we was all here, and yet she said one of us was missing?
I don't know what she's thinking.
Like,
I was thinking about that as well. I
she
of anyone.
seems bright enough to be able to count, so I can't understand.
What if she... Wait.
We did leave
Maybe...
Buffalo.
Yeah, that's one thing. Maybe she...
Muffalo, yes.
We have to go run back. We have to kill her now. That's just... She's going after Muffalo. One by one, guerrilla warfare.
Tell you what, Fudge, you start running back, we'll catch up. You got the short legs, we'll catch up, no problem.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
I'm more turning my attention to the door because this is getting us nowhere.
Maybe she means well. Maybe she's got a way to bring Muffalo down here.
Well, I mean, I could have got Muffalo down here too, but I just figured we'd be...
You know, maybe she'll
Hop
cast
down
a
for a
spell and
moment.
make him smaller.
Yeah.
Buffalo doesn't need to be smaller. It needs to be bigger, if anything.
Just temporary, like just calm down, Fudge. It'll be all right. I think it'll be all right. Seth, will it be all right? Can you talk to this here cat and see if it's going to be all right?
I cannot directly speak to felines, no, but I do seem to get along with them. And this is a very fine specimen of a feline.
It rubs on your legs. Or Lou, I can say his name now.
I do think we should take this opportunity to look around at this door and... Lou, is it all right if we take a look at that book as well?
Meow.
Would someone care to look at that book?
I will. I'll go pop my I'll just look at it once I get over to it and just skim the first page and see
I'll head over to the book
if it all just gonna go right over my head probably.
And you see she's got the book open, and there's another, like, a scroll that she has open that's laying across one half of the book, and she's got a quill in one hand, in the other hand, like she's been trying to write or transcribe something from the scroll into her book. Can you give me an Arcana check to see if you can tell what spell it is that she's been trying to learn or transcribe?
I don't even want to make that roll because Fudge would have no idea.
On a roll. Damn it. I need the lyrics in my life.
We got no Arcana people in this group, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
this is why I suggested somebody else look at that stuff, because my Arcana, I use magic. I don't know
Oh,
about
come on!
magic.
You rolled off the 18. You suck ass. Oh.
Yeah, so you're not sure. You can tell that she definitely is transcribing something, but...
Look, this party doesn't have learned magic. We have divine magic, we have inherent magic.
Rolled off the 18, teetered to the 20, and landed on the 2. Screw
That's
you.
fine.
If I had a hammer, I'd smash you.
Let me ask the DM. Is there any way, shape, or form that this magic could even relate to anything Fudge has ever done in his life at all, ever, with his mom being a druid, or
Yeah, you understand somewhat some of the language of magic. You can do spells.
He doesn't go seeking
and your
it or
mother
looking
being
for it, so.
being a druid, it's a different kind of magic, but
I'll roll.
certain arcana or certain runes have relations to each other, I would say, in the realm of magic.
I roll, but it is a +0, so it's whatever I get on this roll. 11.
Okay.
Better than me.
An 11. So you can tell that it's not. The only thing you can tell is that it doesn't appear to be terribly complex. It's not like an extremely simple spell, but it's not something, I guess, high level. Like that kind of thing. You've seen your mother kind of sketch out some of her rituals before, and to the dirt, and it usually is quite elaborate. There's a lot going on, things kind of interconnected and interwoven, and these are very almost straightforward the way it reads, and that could just be because it's a different type of magic. It's not quite as flowy and vibrant as druidic magic, but it also just, you just feel like it's probably not, it doesn't have the complexity of something terribly powerful. It's a fairly simple magic, if you had to guess.
So that's on the scroll, right?
Yes. That
Is
she's
there any of
transcribing.
these transcribing from the book?
From the scroll into the book.
Oh, into the book. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell like it looks like she's almost done, but still has a few lines to work out.
Gotcha. Player me understands. Fudge does not. I'm gonna look. I just want to look at the door with the ruins. Is there anything on the door that matches these symbols at all?
These symbols look extremely different than what's in her book. They are jagged and harsh, and they look like someone with extremely sharp claws just kind of clawed into the stone. They're arcane and runic, but just frightening almost in their nature. It's not beautiful or flowy like the magics you've seen either written in the book in front of you or your mother's done in the past. Cephas, I would say that with you understanding infernal, you can tell that this, you can't make out the words sound like gibberish to you, because unless you want to roll an arcana, but you can tell just by the sounds and the look of it that it translates to you as an infernal arcana.
Okay. Can I look at these runes and this door, maybe with a more of a historical eye?
Sure.
See if they relate to anything that I have seen or read about in the past, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a good angle to try from. Go for it.
It's not too bad. It's a 17.
Okay, that's good because it was a bit of a higher DC than an Arcana check would be. So with a 17 history, you've studied arcane locks before. You've read about them. You've heard about them. The way that it's designed, kind of overarching this, making a sort of a shape of a door, but there is no door. You've heard of different arcane locks that have done something similar. So if you, that is what it kind of is resembling to you. It could also be portal magic. You're not sure. You've also heard of some similar designs and sort of this arching pattern being related to some portal magics. But give me a religion check along with that to see if you can kind of narrow it down.
It's only an 11.
Okay. So yeah, it could be either of those things to you. It's definitely something related to a passageway and it barring passage in some way. But you're not sure if it's barring passage just by being hidden or by a threat of some kind. But you can tell you're not sure if it's booby trapped or what. You don't have quite enough information to tell that. But if you had to guess, it is a doorway. You can confirm that what she said about it being her trying to get through this makes sense based on what you're seeing.
Okay. Can I then do a detect magic and see if this doorway lights up in any way, and perhaps if it does, what school of magic is associated with it?
Yeah, you can do that. So doing that, I have to make sure I'm getting the correct school. Hold on. Da, da, da. It's a bit of a mix. So you're getting a hint of divination magic that, but that feels like that's already been unlocked. Like maybe this, using your detect magic spell, since you expended it, I'll give you that information freely. That part of the magic feels no longer active. Like, but you see the remnants of it. So if you had to guess, maybe that's already been taken, removed, or so that, and that makes sense because maybe it was hidden before and now you can see that there's something there. And then the other aspect of it, I would say, would be a sort of transmutation magic.
Okay.
Which is good. You would have probably been fearing that it was conjuration, which could be
Yeah,
whole other
my
thing,
my
but
my biggest worry was that it was perhaps evocation, which is boom, but it's not. So we're at least somewhat safer anyway.
Yeah.
Not gonna say safe, but safer.
Good call. Checking that.
Yeah, so I will also relay that to the group. I'll explain that I recognize the runes as some kind of perhaps infernal script, though the actual words or ideas that they represent are lost on me, but that I do detect traces of transmutation magic on the door itself.
Since Sybil was looking at the door as well, I was just waiting for an opportunity.
Sure.
She was going to, feels like a cop out now because you mentioned religion already, but she was going to take a look at it from the aspect of her knowledge of the gods of the area and the historical relevance of all of them.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Let's see if this dice will work well. It's not bad. It's a 17.
Okay. You don't recognize any aspect of the door being associated with any of the religion that you studied or came across just naturally living in this area. But with the 17, you do sense that it's dark. But it feels at home here. And I'll give you that for the roll.
And that should probably communicate to the group that she believes it's some sort of dark god from the area. She just can't pinpoint which one. That's the explanation she'll give.
Anything else you guys would like to do before kind of waiting for Nita to return?
Nothing else.
No, just gonna sit here and really wish that I had taken Dispel Magic.
Yeah, I know.
I'm debating if I want to use an augury, but I don't think I want to burn it.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky twice in a row.
Okay. So
you did mention we have a sarcophagus, right? As well.
There is, yes.
Does this one actually have markings on it?
It does have some markings. It's pretty faded, but you can give me a perception check or investigation if you want to try to figure out what it might say or depict.
We'll see. Let's see. That's not bad. That's a total of, pardon me, 14.
14? Okay, and what were you rolling for? Was it investigation?
Investigation.
Okay.
They're both the same to me, but the investigation.
So you do find something in it. It feels like it's writing. It's a little faded, but you do recognize the language as it. You do and you don't. It's like it's similar to your native tongue, but it's almost like reading, Canterbury Tales in the original old English. Like it's
old.
It's very old. Yeah. You can give me a intelligence, just a straight intelligence check if you want to kind of piece together what you know of your language and see if you can make out any words that maybe sound familiar or roots of words that could possibly lead you towards an answer.
Apparently this is the number of the day, 14.
Okay, with a 14, I'd say you make out the root of one of the words as something familiar to you. It's in common, it would translate as like the root of the word of your word for guardian. So it's similar to like to guard. It's sort of like the root of the word for guardian, you see. Whether it means the same thing or not, you're not sure. But you do make out that.
I know you said it's faint. Is it something like the way it's etched into the thing? Is it something we could take like an etching of to try and get a better visual on it? Or...
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. I'm not going to make you roll for that. If you've got paper and charcoal or pencil or something.
Fudge, let me borrow a paper. Something to write with. There's something here, but I can't quite see it well enough.
Yeah, he'll pull a piece of paper out for you.
There you go. That's how she gets her paper and charcoal.
Okay.
He's making maps. He has charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you go and you make a rubbing, you guys eventually hear some faint footsteps kind of padding along. And then you hear a click, and in front of you appears Nita. And under her arm, she appears to be carrying a stuffed bear-sized muffalo.
Oh.
What'd you do to him? Does it look exactly like Muffalo? Like I would know every detail of Muffalo.
Instantly Muffalo, just stuffy sized Muffalo.
Plushy Muffalo.
It's plushy Muffalo.
Kieran,
does it look like a plushie or does it look like
No,
Muffalo?
It looks like Muffalo. He's just that size.
Kieran squeals and grabs him out of Nita's arms.
What?
And she is just like holds him up. She's just like, oh my god, he's like so cute. And she like squeezes him.
He just kind of like.
And she just starts like petting him and just like,
He seems very uncomfortable.
I'm gonna hold my spear out to her chest and I'm like, what'd you do to him? Put him back.
Like right now?
Yes, like right now.
It's kind of small in here.
She takes her her rifle that looks like it's been kind of folded up, like in a compact way, and she kind of does this motion to snap the muzzle back up, and Muffalo goes back to normal size in Kieran's arms because she was told to do it right then and there.
How much damage do I take from a Muffalo unfolding on top of me?
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Does he land on her chest and she's now flat on the ground?
Or strength. I'll take strength either one.
I'll do strength. At least that's a straight roll.
You grabbed it. You'd think you'd know by now, Azra, not to just.
Why would Kieran suspect that the Pekingese sized Muffalo is all of a sudden gonna turn back to actual size Muffalo while it's in her arms?
I mean, Azra as a player should know not to touch things after what happened in Wildlands.
I keep telling you, just because I know not to touch it doesn't mean my character knows not to touch it.
And it's so adorable. Like Muffalo is so cute as a stuffed animal. Little owlbear, please.
Like a Cupid size Muffalo? Come on.
Stupid cute.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep, I'm squished.
So, what'd you get?
That is a total of 6.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
Luckily, I
In the stomach.
I rolled really low. I'm not gonna make this terrible for you. You just take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as Muffalo quickly gets his bearings, gets his feet under him, and lifts himself off of you as fast as he can. But it did take him by surprise too. This whole experience has been very awkward for him. And he's not like a full grown owlbear. He is the runt of his kind, of his litter. So he's a little smaller than your average owlbear, but he's fairly dense, so he's still a bit heavy. And that kind of shock of something so light becoming very heavy in an instant did take you off guard and kind of squished you a little bit. So just 1 point of bludgeoning. And Muffalo gets off and kind of shakes his feathers.
Get off.
And he kind of
who's a good boy, Muff? Who's a good Muffalo?
he goes over to Fudge and nuzzles him.
Poor
You ain't gonna
Buffalo.
have
He's
that
like,
happen
what the
again, buddy.
What's happening?
It's like
Well-
she just sits up Indian style and just like catches her breath and dusts Muffalo yuck off of her.
Sorry about that. He did seem quite insistent.
Yeah,
So,
she's gonna glare at Fudge. Like,
What?
It was just a spell, Fudge.
It ain't natural.
he's not harmed at all, I promise. I just made him a bit smaller and it was gonna
I'll be the judge of that, and I'm gonna inspect Muffalo.
okay.
Every last detail, every little feather I'm pulling up, looking around it, put it down, put the next one up, looking down.
That's gonna take you a while, but as you're doing that and finding nothing
3
wrong,
days later.
3 years later.
she looks up at the door and looks over at you guys. So, what do you make of it?
It's a door.
It's funky language. I can't read.
Well, it's a magical door, and these runes look infernal in nature. I'm sure someone of your caliber has also detected the transmutation magic associated with it.
I mean, I guessed it. I didn't exactly cast a spell to determine that, but did you?
Yes,
Oh, very helpful, very helpful. Was there anything else mixed in?
a bit of divination.
That makes sense. I did remove that.
I detected that.
It was hiding it. But, all right, well, that's good. Doesn't sound like anything's going to go boom. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh, can we not go boom? We did boom like a couple days ago. It wasn't fun.
Mine?
A lot of them.
I heard that.
Several.
I heard that, yeah. You'll forgive me for not helping out. I was, still figuring you out. Seeing if you could be trustworthy or not. There's a lot of weirdness going on, and I'm not the best with people, since the war. So I
They
kind
weren't
of...
yours, were they?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the two that... the mines were not mine. No, those are just kind of left around. But the two you discovered dead, yet those were mine. My work, anyway.
Oh. Good shot.
Thanks. Yeah. So I figure whatever's been raising a lot of the weirdness, a lot of it seems centered here. Not all of it, but tracked a bit it down, and I was following those those guys that I shot. I've seen some other shady folk in the woods here too. So been trying to keep an eye. But honestly, I didn't want to come down here alone. And like I said, I don't really work well with other people, the townsfolk. Let's just say things... Anyway, I'm here to help.
May
Here to
I
help who?
ask? Yes.
Clear.
Do you work for someone or represent a group in this conflict?
No, just me. I just like to keep busy and
Insight.
keep things safe
I'm about to. I want to do this. I was about to do an insight as well.
Go ahead, do it.
Okay, give me insight checks.
Thank you. Freaking finally, 21.
We got a 19.
Both are good. You can both tell that she's uneasy, uncomfortable, but doesn't come off as nefarious or like she's intent on doing harm. It just seems like she's hiding something deeply personal to her that she just is very reluctant to talk about.
Kieran will not push it.
Yeah, I'm just recording that in my mind.
Look, I know this is weird. Me just kind of, I have gotten that before. That just popping up is not the right. I'm not so great with people. I just
keep saying that.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, I know it's an excuse. Lou tells me it's an excuse, and that I should try to talk to more people. But really, Lou is just all I really need for the most part. And but I couldn't. Lou and I can't handle this, and I'm just really worried. I think.
I mean, he's a familiar. He can't really do much, can he? I mean.
Nita, what'd you do before the whole war thing? Like, were you always around here, and were you always didn't like people, or is this just something that happened during the war, maybe, or and why us? Like, why do you think why'd you pick us to help? Can you tell us any of that?
Also curious as to if you're just there to help, why the townsfolk wouldn't like you.
There's a lot of questions.
Well, you don't have to answer them all, but...
She kind of goes and sits up in the corner of the sarcophagus and sits cross-legged and motions for Lou. And Lou comes and curls up in her lap. And she kind of just nervously pets him. All right, so which one do you want me to answer the most?
Why do you want to help us? I think is
Should cover most of the bases. With excuses for not trusting you outright, we do have to.
You see these blood trails leading into there. That's why I want that to stop. People are going missing. I can't do it myself.
It's not good. This is actually a situation Sybil will use insight. Try to read that statement.
Sure.
She's basically trying to figure out how much if it's true that she just wants to help the people around here. And that's fair. That's a 9.
She's
kind of where I expect her to come out.
She's pretty nervous right now, so it's hard to read either way. Like you because she's clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're getting a false read, regardless of what you might think.
Yeah.
I mean, you could turn away if you want. I'll just wait for another group that looks like they won't die instantly.
Oh, we're going in there.
I saw you guys in the minefield, and you handled yourselves pretty well. So.
Yeah, we're top notch. We're the best.
Well, you know, I've seen better in the war, honestly, but.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
I mean, that's not really, I'm not trying to insult. Oh, damn it, I really shouldn't have said that. That's not something you say to people.
No, ignore him. He's easily insulted.
I am not.
I think it has something to do with the stature.
What? Now I'm getting insulted. Either way, we need to figure out how to get in this door.
All right. Yeah, I was working on that. I got a spell from a friend. Just had to finish copying it. I'm not sure if it's going to work. And I think from what I'm reading, it's going to make a really loud sound and then hopefully open.
What spell is this?
And what friend did you get it from?
A dead one.
A dead friend.
Did they give it willingly?
I kind of found this spell book on the battlefield, but
Yeah.
they were one of my comrades. It took me a while to find their body, but I remembered they had the spell and I needed it.
So there are others like you out there.
Well, there were. Most of them went home or took contracts elsewhere or working more in the active military. But I had enough, you know, and but I couldn't go back either. So I just kind of hang out, you know, with Lou, just me and Lou on our
Are
old
you
stomping grounds.
a mercenary or a vigilante of some kind?
I wouldn't say I'm any of that. Just a person who likes to help.
You're just a good Samaritan, huh?
I just they're hurting people.
Oh God, yeah. You guys, she's just shell shocked. I mean, she's seen some shit. I mean, it's not the first time I've seen that. I mean,
To be fair, most of the soldiers around here did one of those things. It seems.
What's this spell gonna do?
Open the door.
You said it's gonna be loud, though.
Yes.
should we
So
like
can you
not be in the
describe
room?
that?
Like a giant knocking on a door.
A giant knock or a giant knocking?
Yes.
That's not. You mean yes for my second?
Yes.
Okay.
Just both,
Well-
really. I mean, they're kind of the same.
Anita, this door, when you do the knocking thing on it,
Uh-huh.
like, where does it open to? Do you know?
No idea. Yeah, that's the part that I want you guys here for. See, I could slip past the rest of it. It sounded like you guys fought that stuff, but I just kind of slipped past it. The naughty doggies up there and all.
Do you mind, like, my rifle here? I'm not gonna fire it. But do you mind if I just kind of pick it up and I want to use the scope I got on it here, and I want to look at that wall there where you all say there's a door, and just see if it looks kind of different to me with that scope.
Go for it.
Okay, so what do you want for roll?
You look through it, and unfortunately, the magic is blocking you from, and the thickness of the stone is blocking you from being able to see any kind of signatures on the inside of the room on the other side. Unfortunately, so no roll needed. It's impossible.
Okay, so basically the drow sight does nothing. It doesn't reveal anything that isn't visible,
Not through all that stone and magic. No.
and nothing on the surface.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
enough.
It won't see magic. It just sees infrared. It sees heat signatures. So nothing more than what you already see.
To be fair, Nita, what you calling the doggies were part of the problem. They had to go.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Glad you did that. I just I was trying to focus on the door bit to help you. It took a while to find the spell and get it ready. Although not too long. I mean, I managed to do it fairly quickly. I mean, I knew the door was here earlier, but then I saw you guys in the minefield, and Lou told me you were talking about heading over here, and I was like, ooh, opportunity! And I started trying to write the spell in. So I came down here and started working, but I didn't have time, to handle everything. So
How much longer you need to finish your transcription?
So you lived here a long time then?
Uh,
Nita?
actually, not long at all. She starts writing as she's talking. Yeah, I've lived here a long time. But I wasn't born here. I just got sent here during the war. I was stationed here.
So did y'all know that there was this like part of the church under the church? Like,
No fucking clue. Yeah, that's really new to me. Yeah, yep. Weird, right? Weird.
So you don't know who figured out that there was something under the
No clue.
church?
I don't know, it might have to do with the shady folk I've seen in the forest, or these dogs, or I mean, the dogs probably. It looks like they dug it up, but I doubt they had the intellect to know where to dig. You know what I mean? Obviously, something's controlling them.
They're hellhounds.
Yeah, I guess as much based on the smell. Something summoned them, I guess. Nasty magic, that.
Crystal looks sort of more than slightly confused at this point.
I'm really sorry. I know this is weird, and I'm not very good at... I've said it too much. She pointed that out. I'm not going to say it again. Look, I'm here. I am a war wizard with experience and only half crazy from shell shock. So I think I'll be all right to do this one thing right without hurting anybody.
How much time do you need before you can use this spell?
Oh, I'm on the last sentence. So whenever you guys are ready, I'm ready.
Kieran's gonna back around the corner.
I'm just already there with my flow.
Before you do it, I do have some concerns that I would like to try to alleviate. You see, we made a fair amount of noise on our way through here, as I'm sure you heard.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It awoke things from their slumber, let us say. I'm concerned that there is one such thing within the sarcophagus that you sit atop.
Oh, this one
Yes,
hasn't made a peep.
yet. You said this spell would be very loud.
That's true.
So my concern is it will awake whatever is in there, so I would like to lock that sarcophagus, let's say.
Okay, sure. She kind of hops off of it. Go ahead.
I will need something from everyone that happens to have it. If everyone has a water skin or something that contains water, if you could just place it atop the sarcophagus.
Are you taking my water?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Fudge.
You need all of our water?
Yes,
I can make
the
more
more
water
the
fudge
better.
if we need it. Like, I literally can. I just don't memorize the spell. It's like...
Put my water skin as I back away. I just want to see if I can make anything out more on the piece of paper that I took the etching on.
Okay.
Just since it might have additional details.
Crystal pulls out her water skin, takes a sip, and then hands it over. Just in case.
Anita sees you doing that and does the same.
So I'll collect everyone's water skins, my own included, kind of centrally atop the sarcophagus.
Oh, Lou is still on top of the sarcophagus, and he kind of makes a hacking noise and then spits out another hairball, but this one's like really wet, like it contains some liquid to it. And he kind of he meows triumphantly and then kind of hops off.
I'll give him an appreciative nod. And once they're all kind of gathered in the same spot, I will use shape water to animate the water within them. I will animate the water to basically form like a border around where the lid of the sarcophagus meets the actual body of the sarcophagus. And I can have two effects active at a time via shape water. So once the water is placed where I want it to be, I will again use shape water to then freeze the water, hopefully locking that lid in place.
Okay.
And
nice.
that ice will last for an hour.
Nice. Let me make note of that. Okay.
Anything strong enough can break the ice, but hopefully, if something wakes up, that'll give us maybe a little bit more time.
Nita looks it over. Nifty.
A simple trick, but it has helped me in the past.
I bet. I can't do that. Well, I mean, not yet, you know. But so anything else you guys want to do to prepare? I mean, there's a lot of blood that leads into here, so I haven't heard anything from the other side, but that's not necessarily unusual given the magic barrier and everything. So no clue what
I'm
we're in
always
for.
prepared.
All right. Oh, here, by the way, if I die, and you need to get Muffalo back up and out, here. And she tosses you a potion, Fudge. That'll make him smaller.
Well, how do I get him bigger?
Time. He'll turn back in a couple hours.
Couple of hours.
Well, I mean, I can cancel it, but a potion just kind of lasts for like between 1 to 4 hours.
1 to 4 hours. Muffalo have to be small. Oh, he's gonna get into way too many shenanigans, and he's.
It's your call. If I live, I'll just do the magic again if I've got anything left in me and help him out.
All right.
But
All
like
right.
I said, you know, in war, there's casualties, so better prepare. Oh, speaking of, does anybody need healing? I've got a few potions.
Could do with a bit, actually, yes.
She
Yeah.
tosses you one. It's
Me
just a
too.
common healing potion.
That would be really much appreciated.
I just
Yeah.
got one more, but
But I mean, I'm a little hurt, but I'm not like super hurt.
toss.
Yeah, let Crystal or
Yeah, I'm down
Got this.
13, so.
Oh, then you take it. You take it.
But I would tell you that, but, you know, I probably just wouldn't look all that wonderful, so.
Also,
Yeah, no.
again, if I die, I have another potion on me. You're welcome to loot my corpse. I give you permission.
oh, people usually get permission for that. Figure the dead can't use it anyway.
Well, you know, it's just kind of polite.
So common healing is how many points?
Yeah, it's
Isn't it
one-
2d4 plus
2d4.
2?
Yeah,
Oh,
2d4
sorry,
plus
I'm thinking of the spell.
2.
2d4 plus 2, thank you.
yeah. You're thinking of cure wounds,
Crystal took one. Who took the other one?
Fudge, I think.
No,
Cephas.
no.
Oh, well,
Or
I mean, you could
sepsis.
use it. First roll's a 4.
Sorry, that's right. Yeah, you gave it to Crystal, Fudge. So, Cephas and Crystal have it.
4 and a 2 and a 2, so I'm healed for 8.
But I do have one on me, so if one of you goes down and I'm nearby, like I'll help. I'll help. I just kind of like to have it in reserve, you know, if I need it. But yeah, whatever needs to get done to handle this. I have no idea. I get this like instinct thing that kept me alive out in the field, and it's screaming right now to run away, but.
That usually means you are on the right track.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of screaming, I pulled down my veil sight goggles and just have a quick look around.
Eerily silent.
Okay.
Weird
back up.
for a catacomb. There should be shit around. Nothing. Yeah, no, you wouldn't. Oh, there's nothing at this point in time.
Just wanted to make sure it still was not natural in here.
Mm-hmm. Nope,
natural.
ain't natural.
Ain't natural.
All right, we ready?
Would it help if I said no?
Yeah, I won't open the door if you say no. I'm not gonna do it. You know.
I misplaced my computer mouse.
Oh no!
What's a computer
add
mouse?
8 to my-
Nosebleed. No.
No, I'm sorry. I need to add. Wait, if you could add. I don't know if you can get my sheet to add 8 back. I'll deal with it. Excuse me. One moment.
How did,
Yeah, I doubt we're getting a nice long sleep in before we deal with this.
I know.
'Cause I doubt this will wait that long.
I mean, you
just
probably don't want to stay here too long unless you all can be invisible. I mean, I can sit here invisible and they haven't seemed to notice me, but no one's actually come out of there this entire time that I've been sitting here. The hounds occasionally come around and it gets a little dicey, but they, for some reason, don't go all the way into this chamber. They avoid it. They get right back to that corner and then turn back.
I was being sarcastic anyway.
Oh, sorry. Right. It's been a while. Sarcasm, that's a thing. Yes. That's the right response, right?
maybe
It depends on the situation. It's all right.
Oh.
You'll get the hang of it eventually.
Okay. But before we do continue, before she casts the spell, let's go ahead and take a break, because I apologize. We're going a long time without a break. So we're going to take a quick break, everybody, but we'll be back shortly, so hang on to your butts.
Kiss them goodbye.
click on you in Discord and up
Hello.
your volume a touch.
We are back.
I'll just put that into our Discord then.
We're back. She can hear us now.
Yeah.
Okay. There may be an issue with Gilly and I being quiet compared to the rest of the group.
Oh, okay. I can turn both of you up.
Well, or if you can check with the rest of the, ask the viewers if it seems okay, or.
I turned both of you up a little bit. So yeah, audience, just let me know if you're having trouble hearing any of our players, and we will adjust the sound accordingly. I think I'm gonna change my background because I feel like my green headphones are disappearing in between the green map. But there we go.
It might continue to do so because they're green. It might think it's a green screen.
Yeah, it's just gonna it continues. This choosing green was a poor choice.
I also get this lovely gap up here, which
yeah.
Yeah.
So
doesn't like headphones.
It's just gonna be weird. That's all right. All right, need to change the music up.
Just make your headphones look like they're starry instead.
Yep. Nope, I don't want that one. I think I just want the normal creepy.
Oh, we don't get special creepy?
Sure, whatever creepy this is, there. Sure. All right. You don't get special creepy, yeah. So she's ready to do the spell on your guys' command.
Let's do it.
All right.
Did everyone back into the hallway, or was it just Crystal, Fudge, Muffalo, and Kieran?
I would back up, but I probably would stay in line of sight of the door.
Yeah, same.
I just wouldn't hide.
She goes
I'd be on the front line with everyone else, but still backed up with them, since they all backed up.
She like reaches out hesitantly and then goes, "Oh, dumb, always forget." And she kind of glows, flashing like some arcane purple energy that encompasses her in a sort of like body shield for a moment, and then it kind of disappears, but it has just a slight shimmer.
Yeah.
Almost forgot. Okay.
I often forget that as well.
Right, I know. All right, here we go. And she starts kind of chanting something in her arcane speech, and then raises her hand up and makes a knock that with her little hand, petite form, short. It shouldn't make a very big sound, but as she kind of finishes the complexity of the spell, and there's this purple energy glow around her fist, and she touches the door, it just this extremely loud knock happens, but it doesn't sound like a knock from a normal fist. It sounds like a knock from a giant fist, some on stone, and you're surprised the stone isn't cracking or anything, but it's just this extremely loud, resounding sound happens, and you see the runes kind of start crackling, and the energy from the runes kind of glows red, and that spider webs across the stone, crackling, and then it sort of just starts to dissolve, and you can see a dark passageway appear. She's kind of standing there like wincing.
Gonna just poke around and be like, is it over?
I don't think I'm dead.
You're not.
She pinches herself. Nope, still here.
I'm gonna come around and come to the door and look in.
It's looks similar to the passageways you've been traveling through, only this one is void of all corpses. There's no sarcophagi, no coffins. It's just stone going sort of in a slanted downward passage down, and then it seems to kind of curve at the end.
We going in?
Well, it doesn't look like anything's coming out right now, so don't see much of a choice.
Let's do it. I'm gonna just shield out, spear ready, and I'm gonna just start slowly going. How much time has passed since we've got down here, by the way?
I would say you since you cast Pass Without a Trace, you probably have only like 10 or 15 minutes left on it. But
All right, gonna leave it up for now. So.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just shield up, spear out, stealthily as I can, waddling down the
All right,
corridor.
give me stealth rolls, everybody. I'll do one
God.
for Anita.
The only reason I got that selfie before is because I was away from the desk.
We still get the plus 10, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
What's my self? Oh, yeah.
So I got a 24. Muffalo got a 25.
34.
Okay.
Damn.
13.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
I dumped my dex. What do you
And-
expect?
What is wrong with you two?
And
Lost head.
our
Ow.
stealthiest member, what did they get?
I got 21.
Oh, wow. That's
There we
good. Anita got 19. So overall, pretty good. You guys make your way down. I'm just going to do a few rolls on my end here. Okay.
Don't worry, Septus and Sybil are just tripping over each other.
I'm just really distracted by the lack of dead people in here.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
I probably walked in front of Septus, so Septus keeps bumping into me every time I stop walking, because I think I'm making too much noise. Which then makes noise, so here we are.
You guys continue down, and you turn the corner, and you can see that it opens up into a larger room up ahead. And there is you see some light in the terms. It looks like some firelight from maybe some torches or something illuminating the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving in, but I'm paying attention to surroundings. If I hear anything scuttling or shifting or torchlight moves, like I will halt what I'm doing. But if not, I'll keep going until I actually can see into the room.
And Anita has her rifle kind of gripped and kind of off, like sort of like a soldier's ready stance. But she's kind of holding up the rear guard. Unless you guys ask her to go somewhere else, that's where she's positioned herself.
And just for posterity, if we happen to see any like sconces on the walls or anything that aren't lit, as soon as we pass by them, I'll use prestidigitation to light them.
You do actually. So as you pass, since you do have the dark vision on, you can spot them fairly easily. Now that you're looking for them, and as you pass, you kind of like light them behind you and light them. It just seems to illuminate more. The gore on the floor, like as you guys are walking, you can hear it kind of squish. As it just gets thicker and stickier and wetter. And you start seeing trails of fresher things, like bits of intestine or other kinds of organ matter that's making the floor a texture that is unpleasant.
I'm going to need a whole new wardrobe when we're done with this.
Like the floor of a movie theater, but much worse.
Much worse. Yeah. And the stench is becoming almost overwhelming. Yeah. Muffalo sneezes a few times.
Oh, I was just going to say, Muffalo, get that out of your mouth, and swat whatever's in his mouth out of his mouth. But sneezing, yeah, we'll go with that. That's a better one.
I mean, he was kind of going towards something and sniffing it, and that's why he sneezed. So It still kind of works.
Okay. Like, no, Muffalo, don't put that in your mouth. That's gross.
And you guys go into the passageway. and you hear something click shut behind you.
Oh, that's
yeah, I knew that was happening.
I'm not even like.
Is there a closed door behind us now?
You look behind you and you see that there appears to be some doors, and they look like they're like wooden doors, but they're sort of glowing with this red kind of arcane infernal runes on them. And they were invisible when you passed. You don't recall seeing any wooden doors open that you passed through. It just looked like stone passageway to you. But something shut them. Give me a perception check. I'll do one. Yeah, whoever wants to. Essentially.
I'll do one because I was looking around for sconces and stuff as well. So
Yeah.
I'm a little too fixated forward and not paying much
it's a
attention
14
to anything
for
else.
me.
I only got a 9.
It's
Okay.
not, I'm not in the lead. I'd be looking around a little bit more, so I got 15.
Okay.
I would be looking around, and I probably even might be putting the rifle scope up just to see if I'm seeing anything unusual again with the drought sights.
Okay.
It's all right. The fancy dice are hard to see sometimes.
So that is, let's see, 23.
Okay.
And you said perception, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not proficient. So that's a 22.
So Kieran and Crystal, Kieran, you both are going to notice different things. But Kieran, as the door shuts and you go, did the door just shut behind us? And you like turn to look, you swear you heard some sort of like
Okay, I'm gonna cast a spell.
we'll hold for a second. Crystal, as you're looking through your drow sight and looking forward ahead, are you looking ahead or are you looking behind?
Probably ahead. Ahead and like the sort of the fanning, like side to side.
Okay. So as you're looking forward and ahead, you see in the very back of this like open chamber, and it looks like it's got, from what you can see with the grayscale and what the torchlights are illuminating, it seems to flicker, and it's almost like a dome-like structure underground that has these kind of stone. How do I say it? Like architecture, so it almost looks like a mock cathedral underground, with high ceilings. And towards the back of this sort of mock cathedral space, you see huddled, there's some warm bodies kind of cowering together in a corner. And you see some large heat signature off to the far left, but you're only seeing part of it. Like you need to get further in to get a better view of what it is, and it's just hidden in the shadows. And when you move the drow sight, it's a little too far in to make out even with the grayscale and the torchlight. You just see sort of like a figure. Maybe it's almost like couch sized, like it's just some large lumping thing, but you can't make too much shape out of it right now, but you know it has a heat signature and it's big.
Okay, so this group of figures, they would be alive then?
They're hot, they're warm bodied.
So a group of figure, can I count how many there are, or is that more than I could figure out?
With your roll, I would say you could let's see, how many are there at this time? There seems to be 7 figures. Some smaller than others, some bigger. They appear to be humanoid in shape. A few of them are not moving very much. They're like laying prone on the ground. So they're not like a part of the main huddle, but their signature is still warm, if not a little bit cooler than the others. Nita is touching the door and examining it. Behind you guys.
I'm just waiting to see what Crystal does before I'm still casting a spell.
Okay, in a very, very low voice, but loud enough to be heard by the group, I will pass all of that information along to anyone who's sort of within hearing range and try to make sure that everybody in the group is aware.
Okay. Since you spoke, go ahead and give me a stealth check again with +10. And Kieran, I believe you were the other one that spoke about the door. Could you also give me a new stealth check +10?
21 for mine.
This has to be okay. I have a +10. You suck. 14.
Okay.
It was not okay.
You hear
That's what
some
the DC is.
You hear like a whimper coming from the other side of the room. The chamber.
From that group of figures?
Mm-hmm. One cries out, and the others kind of seem to pounce on that person. And you hear like a muffled sound. No one wants to do anything. I love this. I
No, I'm
love
casting a
it.
spell.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
waiting to
What are
see
you
what
doing?
Crystal does.
Okay, I've done my action's complete.
I was just
Do
thinking,
I-
I'm like,
does-
oh, I creeped him out so bad they don't want to
Would-
do anything.
I've got
No.
ideas. I just don't want to say anything out loud.
Well, let's let Azrin do his thing, because I
Yeah.
will. If I heard that stuff, I will react.
Okay.
I'm casting See Invisible.
Okay.
Lasts for an hour.
Nice. See invisibility?
Yep.
All
I
right.
cast it. My eyes look like my background.
Very awesome. Give me a perception check. I'm assuming you're looking around.
I'm looking back where I heard the he sound.
Mm-hmm. Kieran's training is kicking in.
Okay, so that is a 21.
Okay. You see two winged figures that have instead of what you might have read about where they might have a scorpion-like tail, these ones have a venomous snake tail. And their skin is patterned like snake skin, but they've got horns and red eyes and sharp teeth, and they're flying and kind of like crouched up in the corners by the door and just watching you guys. And as you turn to kind of look up and spot them, they see you seeing them. And they go right for you. Pluck out their eyes.
I curse in Celestial. Fucking imps.
And I'm going to need you guys to roll initiative.
Do I still have that little advantage thing on me?
Yep. It's until you use it.
Cool.
And I will say, as they fling themselves at you, Kieran, they do make a very loud, like, "Rah!" sound going straight for you. So sorry for those who had your ears to my mic. I apologize. That was probably very loud. Okay.
Really? Really? That's what you do for my initiative? You dirty mother...
Right there with you.
I've already rolled initiative.
No, I rolled a fucking Kraken for my initiative. Like, no.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I want it on the damage.
Oh.
I am as far from you as I can get in that case.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No.
I'm not much higher than you, though, HP Fox.
Alrighty. So, gonna switch the music over real quick. 1 second.
I mean, I appreciate you, but wrong timing. Wrong timing.
There we go. All right. So, 16 to 20.
Me.
Okay, Kieran, what'd you get?
20.
20.
They don't have a dex modifier. It's
Got it.
Whatever I roll is what I get.
Is what it is. And that was it for the 16 to 20?
No, I have 18 point
18's fine unless we got a tie.
Oh yeah, 18.16.
Okay. 11 to 15.
15.
All right. 6 to 10. Oh god, oh no. 1 to 5.
Got a 3.
I also got a 3.
Okay, whose dex is higher?
Mine's an 8.
Okay, so I'm 3.12. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I think everyone has a higher dex than I do.
Fudge is in after Crystal then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. And as the imps scream, those of you who were looking forward see the ambient torchlight that was in this chamber in front of you. The fire in it blazes, thrusts forward towards the ceiling and just like a pillar of flame and lighting up and illuminating the space completely. And you can now make out more of the room. Those of you who are looking forward can see that there's appears to be blood-drawn sigils all across this floor. Almost every single inch of it has some sort of magic inscriptions on it. But the focal point seems to be towards the back in this sort of large circle area. And you see from what looked to be like a puddle of blood rises up a figure. And it just kind of looks at you all. And it is tall, feminine, covered in scale mail. Its face is ashy gray and white. Its eyes glow red. It has these dark wings that poke out from its back that look like shredded bat's wings. And it kind of like stretches and flexes them a little bit. And just kind of looks at you all, kind of getting ready. And it seems to have a mace in one hand that's large and black and jagged and dripping. Just constantly dripping for some reason. And a spear in the other. So first up, I would like to know, just to get a vision of where you guys are at. This is a smaller alcove that then opens up into the greater room. So as we go into the initiative, I know most of you are in that smaller alcove currently, correct? Okay.
I'm at the very front of everybody. So like I would be the closest to like
I'm
whatever's
by the
out
door
there.
that's closed behind us where the imps are.
Okay.
I probably backed up Fudge, so Fudge and Bluffalo obviously then would probably be me.
Okay. And I will describe this space a little bit more. After you leave if you were to leave the entryway, the floor space is, even though the chamber is it's got high ceilings, in terms, the ceilings seem to go about 30 feet up, and tapering into like a dome shape with this sort of stone architecture, doing like a mock of mosaic glass, but it's other sculpted figures you have to take a closer look at, but it, you know, for description's sake, it looks like demonic type creatures kind of engaged in acts of pain and suffering, sacrifice, kind of etched on the stone all around, and there's blood kind of dripping down the walls in places. And you see there's some altars kind of placed in certain places where there's just body parts piled, and one that has a book that's laid open that's towards the center near this bat-winged figure. The floor itself is like you could travel within, like, it's only like 30 feet by 30 feet. Like it doesn't go further out than that. So it's a room that you can pretty much traverse within, you know, if you were to use your full movement, you can get all the way across the room if you wanted to. So it's fairly small in terms of like length. It's just, you know, small and tall. But bigger than the chambers, than the halls, obviously, that you've been traveling through. So let me see what their opening move is going to be, because they rolled a natural 20. So
the imps did?
No, the figure with the wings.
Oh, the figure did.
With the bat wings. They rolled, the feminine figure rolled a natural 20. And they start uttering something in like arcanic, infernal, and their eyes flash. And you see it go flash and dark, flash and dark, flash and dark. And then you see red eyes popping up on either side of them. 3 figures, identical looking to the one in the center. And those 3 figures kind of fan out a little bit. But they don't go too far from the figure. And I think that's all
And the
they're gonna
original figure remains with these 3 echo-like figures still there?
They kind of do swirl around each other for a moment and then break. So where you kind of lose track of which is which.
So there's 4 in total.
There's 4 in total. Trying to see if there's something else I would like to have them do. Okay. All right, now that's going to be it for them. So that brings us up to Kieran, as there's an imp flying at your face.
All right, so I'm not gonna have noticed that she did the thing. So
I don't think you've seen that figure yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to bonus action cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. That gives you a bonus to AC, or?
Yeah. It's concentration, gives me a +2 bonus to my AC, so my AC is 18 right now.
Okay, that's nice.
And is the imp like next to me? Like is it too high in the air? Could I realistically get one of them with a flail swing?
It's kind of mid-air in front of you. You could definitely hit it. It's within range.
Okay. So then, so that is. I have to keep flipping back Flail is +4. Does an 18 hit?
That it does.
Okay. So then it is going to take D8 bludgeoning plus, I think, a D4. Hold on. I would be able to read it in my PDF, but when it exports the notes for the weapons, it doesn't expand the row. It just makes the text super tiny. So that is very not helpful. Roll 20. Thank you very much. So let's see. 1d4 bludgeoning plus d4 radiant. Yes. Okay. So that is that's a +1 weapon. I have a +1 strength, so that is 6 points of bludgeoning and 2 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Is that it for you?
That's all she can do.
So you take your flail and you bash it, and it hits it upside the head, kind of making it wobble and kind of slam against the side stone of the alcove. Enclave, whatever the fuck it is. I can't say that word right now. It's kind of like smashed against the wall right now. All right, and that brings us to Crystal with Fudge on deck.
Alrighty,
Crystal looks back at me. She sees me flailing at nothing.
Do I see him flailing at nothing, or do I see those imps? Are they invisible
Not yet.
to me?
Not yet. Only Kieran can see it. Mechanically, once they make an attack, they appear, but it hasn't technically connected yet. She's just swatting nothing out of the air. So yeah, she's just flailing around at nothing right now.
You know, my reaction if I saw something like that with what I've seen, I would say, Kieran, what are you doing? Except that would be, Kieran, what you doing?
I can't respond.
Yeah.
You also clearly see 4 figures in the dark in front of you, and that lumped figure is stirring.
Okay. I am going to, and I would easily be in range. I will, just half a second. I just want to think about ammunition for a moment. Now at this point, there's no magic or anything on any of the bullets, but would it take an action to load up one of the acid rounds into the Widow?
I'll let you do it as a bonus action.
Okay, bonus action, load the Widow. Was it a free action to just do basically, what the heck are you doing, Kieran?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then my actions will be 2 attacks with the Widow on the figure, and I don't know, like, the way they are. I don't know if any one of them is particularly close or anything, and if I can't tell which is the root figure and which are the echoes, then I would basically go with the one I've got, I guess, closest and best shot at.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's not stellar at all. So that's a 16.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something on my end. Okay, a miss.
Okay, my second attack would be... not... We don't have any inspiration or anything, do we?
You do not.
Draw.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
very generous
Yeah.
with that.
Okay.
I like
All
never
right.
give it.
So,
I
that
apologize.
actually, no, that's fine. So that's actually another 16.
I'm a really
so
mean DM who never gives
so not
inspiration.
looking good. So that's the second 16.
I'll give you guys a level if you survive this, but
So that's 2 misses then.
and it's another 16. I have the wrong character sheet up. That's Anita's. Let's see. So that's gonna be a
I don't
miss.
want to be hitting her. Okay. All right. So I guess 2 misses.
And you just see visually as you line up your shot, you feel like it's a good shot, and it fires, and you just see the figure that you're firing at just kind of like calmly sidesteps as the bullet just goes right past their face. And you go and you aim, thinking maybe going for another one of those figures, shooting, and the one almost does like a mirror graceful movement of the same way, just kind of waiting to the last second and then kind of just shifting out of the side, letting the bullet just graze them, but not touching.
Okay. So exasperated sigh and get ready for the next round, I guess.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing. And I probably will stay where I am positionally. Although I might, if I can, be glancing back to see if I can see what's going on with Kieran and why she's flailing around when there's this problem in front of her.
I'd say it'd be pretty awkward for you to do this a bunch
Okay.
when you're in the middle of battle. So I feel like you saw motion in the corner of your eye at the beginning. You saw Kieran, didn't see any threat immediately there. Refocused on where you knew the threat was, and I feel like your focus probably stay there realistically.
Okay. Fair.
But
okay.
Unless Kieran
Alright.
says something.
Okay.
She said something, but it was in Celestial.
Gotcha. That's fair. Fudge, and then it'll be Nita after Fudge. Maybe. Might be something else.
So make sure I understand this. The things that spawned up look exactly like whatever that creature was. Like they're
they're identical figures. Yeah, identical. There's 4 of them in front of you now.
They just all kind of spread out apart
They're
from each
sort
other?
of like spread out, making sort of like a not a V shape, but sort of like just like a half circle shape, standing like close to each other, but spread out a little bit.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to Hunter's Mark this creature.
Okay.
Because it's time. It's time for me to do this.
So you have to, how does Hunter's Mark work exactly? Do you look at something and then pick it? Okay, so this is interesting. I haven't come across this situation before.
It's not an attack. It's
Yeah.
I just choose a creature and
mechanically it's a curse.
Okay.
Because basically it's like if he hits whatever he's marked, he does the extra damage.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't connect unless that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
It itself doesn't do anything unless Fudge actually gets a hit.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I also have like wisdom. I get like advantage on wisdom, perception, and survival checks against this creature also if I need to find it. So
sounds good.
but I don't need to find it. It's right here in front of me. So
welcome, Raiders. Canis Antithesis, cool name. Welcome. Happy to have you. They just entered epic battle time. What would Fudge like to do next? After Hunter's marking this figure in front of you.
I'm going to pick the closest target that wasn't shot at yet.
Okay.
And I'm going to run up and I'm going to use one of my attacks on it first.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Okay. Let me roll something on my end here. So you're using your spear, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And as you rush up to it, you notice this figure is very tall. It's 7, almost 8 feet tall, in front of you. And you kind of thrust the spear up forward, and it dissipates. It's one of the illusions, but one of the illusions is gone.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my other attack to order. I'm going to have Muffalo. He's going to run 20 straight feet right at one of these. Whichever's closest to him, that's 20 feet away from him, essentially.
Got it.
And he's going to basically just charge it and do an attack.
Go for it.
Bring his thing up. That's not as good. That is only a 12 to hit.
Okay. So you see Muffalo charges towards one of these figures, and it kind of just does that kind of sidestepping thing it did with Crystal's bullets. It just kind of Toros out of the way, if you will, like a bull rush.
Yeah. Muffalo was like going to try to drag this creature to the ground, essentially, but just kind of swatted by him instead of on it.
Mm-hmm. It kind of just steps away with this just unnerving grace to it.
Okay. And that is it.
Okay. Next, this large lumping figure in the corner stirs and raises up and looks around. And it looks towards the alcove. And who is right behind Fudge? Or beside Fudge again?
Sybil.
Sybil?
Sybil
Okay.
was close by.
So, let me describe what you see here, Sybil. So you see rising up this figure that looks almost like the shape of buffalo in some ways, but like a fleshy red, like thick, bear-like creature with no head. Instead, at its neck is just a big, gaping, open maw of sharp teeth, and a long, barbed tongue whips around in front of it as it raises, lifting itself up on its clawed, paw-like, fleshy paws, I guess, arms, pushing himself up, and you see it's covered in this plated armor that's black and shining and dripping. And it kind of crouches down and leaps forward, charging towards you, Sybil. And it is going to make a few attacks on you.
All right.
Why do I have Resident Evil vibes?
It is such a Resident Evil looking freaking creature.
This is like an upgraded liquor, man. What the hell?
It is a creepy motherfucker. Okay, so it charges towards you. And its tongue whips out first, but that is a 9, so that's gonna miss, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you got your shield out?
Yeah.
Using your shield, you kind of like managed to get that up in time and bash it away. And then it's upon you, and it swipes out with one of its claws for 14. That gonna hit you?
Nope.
Okay. And angrily, it leans forward, and its big gaping maw goes to chomp onto you. 22.
That will hit.
Okay. Okay. Uh, 20 points of piercing damage as its big gaping maw clamps down on your middle and just crushes whatever it can. And then lets you go and prepares for another attack towards you. But that's it. So 19 of piercing damage.
19? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's it for the big ugly puppy. Nita, kind of panic in her face, but steels herself and her resolve and comes forward. Lou kind of perched on her shoulder. And she... Okay, get that. Sorry, controlling a lot on the battlefield. I'm trying to remember what... Okay. She casts, she starts mumbling something, and she, opens this little compartment on the side of her gun, and this little spider crawls out of it and up onto her hands, and those of you, none of you probably see this, but this is all just for the audience sake because she's towards the back. The only person who might see this is Karen. And the spider bites her hand, and her hand all of a sudden gets sort of this like webbing and stickiness, and she starts climbing on the walls and climbs up to a more advantageous position for herself.
Did you just go Spider-Gwen? What the hell?
And so she is kind of perched up after doing that, and I think I have, let's see here, if I remember correctly. Do that. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can do a thing before I do a thing. Can I do that? Nope, nope, nope. Yep, that's just that. Okay. So she is going to action surge. And I said it wrong?
It's action charge.
Action surge. She's going to action surge. And she will aim her rifle down at the figure in the center. And she's going to take a shot. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to roll to see if she hits the actual being or the one of the illusions. All right. She actually hit the being. Because I rolled a 3. So that means that it's going to hit the being. Because I have to roll higher than that. So she's going to take some damage. All right, so you guys see the rifle that she holds up, and it makes that loud shot sound that you're familiar with from Crystal. And those of you who are looking forward will see that the bullet does seem to hit a mark and leave like a trail of blood down the figure's chest as it kind of gets pushed back from it. So you guys can identify currently which one is the figure. For the moment, anyway. And that's it for their turn. The imps all scream, and 2 of them charge Karen. The squished one kind of pulls itself off the wall, flinging itself forward.
18.
Okay, does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Okay.
DC is 18 right now.
Both miss. So they both kind of fling at you, and you just kind of dodge out of the way and use your flail to kind of like squish the other one back over there. It doesn't do enough damage to it, but it did deflect the attack. That's it for them. Useless little dudes. Sybil with Seth on deck.
I thought Septhus went first.
Oh, I thought you said you had the greater decks.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I have the worst decks.
I misunderstood. Okay, I'll switch you guys. So Seth and Sybil. So what would you like to do, Seth?
I think I'm going to start off by looking over in Nita's direction and saying something to her because she hasn't seen this before and I don't want a bullet in the back of my head. I'm just going to look over at her and go, "Do not worry, I am in control." And as I begin to say that, my eyes kind of roll back in my head and the sounds of breaking bones beneath my skin as my limbs stretch out and I become gaunt and take on a kind of humanoid jackal-like appearance.
Awesome.
Using my shifter
Totally
ability.
in control.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm doing this on purpose.
I mean, I trusted you guys not to attack me, but this is a stranger.
Fudgic's over. Ain't natural.
So that was my bonus action.
Got it.
And then I will turn my attention to this creature that had attacked Sybil. And I will advance up on it if I need to. And as I do, my claws on my unusually long and spindly fingers blacken and begin to drip this dark ichor as I take a slash at this thing using Vampiric Touch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Okay. It hits.
That will be 12 necrotic damage.
You see the necrotic damage kind of pulse into her, and then you see some of it kind of like she just kind of almost flexes and it kind of pulses out half of it.
Oh, this was on the other creature, the one that was with the maw and the tongue.
That one. Never mind. Okay. Yep. Sorry, I misunderstood. Let me see what happens to that one.
A headless bear.
Seth's attacking the liquor.
Okay. All right. Noted. Takes that damage, and let's see what its AC is. Yeah, that still hits. Okay. And it kind of like snarls and whips around a little bit, trying to find like what did that. Sees you.
And I snarl right back.
Its jaws just kind of.
I bare my teeth at it.
Oh, there's a contest now. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. I will get some HP back from that, and that will be the end of my turn.
Nice, nice, nice. Sybil.
Alright. Well, this thing came over and bit me, so obviously it has to go first. So we're just going to attack it with the sword as the sword snaps out of place.
Nice.
And that'll be a natural 20.
On the beast thing, right?
On the beast thing, which means I'll expend a divine smite as well.
Nice.
Because why not?
Oh, this poor thing.
Let me roll.
Brutal.
Sword damage first, which is going to be 3d6. So it's going to take 10 slashing, and then let me find my divine smite area. 2d8. And just because I have to ask, is it undead or fiend? So I do more damage to this.
Yes.
Okay.
And you said that 10 was slashing damage?
Yep, 10 slashing.
Okay. You see that its armor is pretty hard to get through.
And then it's going to... where was I at? Why is my brain not doing that one? 32 radiant.
32? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I guess I should have said that was like a total, I think it was 27 to hit. I assumed it hit with an natural 20.
Yeah, for sure. You're fine. It doesn't have anything special to save it from that.
So then I'll come around if it's still standing with the second strike.
Nice. That's a nice amount of damage for just one strike.
That's going to be a 25.
Yeah, girl. Get it.
And that's 9 more slashing.
Again, it doesn't seem to get through the armor quite as deep as you're expecting, but it does leave a mark.
It helps it is a magical blade.
Unfortunately, no. Not in this instance.
I figured. It's all good.
Alrighty, that was a great turn.
And that'll be the end of my turn as I bring my shield back down to its original position from batting away that tongue.
Very awesome. Alright, now, rising from the kind of towards the back corner where it was sitting near this, it was one of the humanoid figures towards the back. One of them stands up, and they appear to be a robed figure with a long hood that drapes over their face. And it starts walking forward towards the group. But it's all the way across on the other side of the room, though. So...
Oh, I'm sorry, real fast if I could. Mm-hmm. Sybil, because I'm kind of blocking the front of the alcove, I figure, okay, we'll just kind of sidestep to get around so other people can
get past,
maneuver as need.
That's fine. Yeah. So this figure is going to go towards Fudge, since Fudge is sort of more towards the center of the room, and make an attack. And it's just this robed figure. He has this... the robe itself, as he gets closer, appears to be sort of like snakeskin, like this dark black snakeskin, with mottled green in it. And it kind of raises up to look at you, and in his hand is this vicious-looking scimitar-ish like blade. A thing happened. A raid thing! Mad Bird streams! Welcome! Welcome! Hey. I'm like, I heard a noise! It's the noise! Hello, Mad Bird streams. Welcome. I'ma go stab you. Now, not you, Mad Bird streams, but Fudge. I'ma stab.
Thanks for raiding.
Yeah, thanks for raiding. So that would be a only a 15. Does that hit you? Yeah.
No.
So he slashes. You easily use your shield to kind of like whip around quickly, noticing the figure in time as it was approaching you. That's all that it's gonna do. Back up to the top. You see it, the feminine figure kind of raise up a hand, and this sort of like sickly green energy kind of comes out of it, and it starts to kind of mutters to itself and shapes it, and then groups it and grasps it and flings the magic out, and it becomes this large serpent that's spiritual. That's like spiritual in nature, but it's made of this like green arcane kind of like energy, and that goes towards Yeah, you're right in front of it. So it's going to make an attack on you, Fudge. The snake that's come out, the spiritual looking snake. And that's going to be a freaking miss. Yeah, that's a 9. So it goes and tries to bite you. But luckily you catch it just in time and are able to kind of duck in far enough down to evade it. And the figure in front of you is going to step forward, closing the distance between you. And does it want to do that? No, it can't do that. It's going to do... Actually, it's gonna stay in position. Yeah, it'll do that. And it kind of reaches out to you, and that kind of like green energy forms into... This is very familiar to you. Like you've seen one of your companions form sort of a similar looking hand that comes out, but this one is green and scaled and clawed with like dark black nails, but it's all spectral and it kind of reaches towards you. I'm going to... I need to roll first. Alright, this dice sucks ass. I'm not rolling this dice anymore. That is your lucky dice.
No, keep using that one.
I rolled another freaking 9. So, nothing! She does nothing this turn.
That's great.
But the snake is still there. It is hovering around you. Big snake.
Ooh, big old snaky.
But that's fucking it.
Your monsters have been spending too much time with my giants.
Apparently, yeah, they're hanging out. This is supposed to be like, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, and the kind of duplicates of this figure, the three of them remaining kind of swirl around each other quickly in a moment where you're not really sure what is what anymore. And that'll bring us to Kieran with Crystal on deck.
Okay, so I get to use this finally. I haven't used this like I don't think ever. So as a bonus action, I am going to in Celestial say illuminate, and the head of my flail glows with a radiant purplish color. And this starry mist just starts oozing off of the flail head. Now, you told me anyone near me. Oh, it's 10 feet. Okay.
Yeah, everyone within 10 feet.
So it spreads out 10 feet from me. Anyone who's within 10 feet of me. So I know for a fact that's going to be Crystal. I just don't know if anyone else is within that 10 feet.
I think Cephas has stepped out towards the creature to attack it. So I believe they're just outside the range at the moment. Doesn't mean they can't get into it before the end of their turn. But I believe, yeah, I think Crystal's the only one. Nita is up on a ceiling. Fudge is in the center. Cephas stepped just out of the alcove. I think you're the only one still kind of in the alcove, and Crystal. So yeah, the two of you right now. But it stays up for a minute, so...
I rolled a 1, so myself and Crystal get back a hit point.
Okay, great. Hey, it's something.
And
it persists. It's sort of like an incense thing that kind of like drifts.
And I am going to cast Toll the Dead on the imp I smashed previously.
The one on the wall?
Yeah, I need a DC 15 wisdom save.
Oh, this little guy. Little snaky imp. Wisdom. That's a 13. Yep. Better than I thought he would do.
Fail.
But it's still a fail.
It's a fail. That's 2d12 coming your way, suck butt.
I don't suck butt, you suck butt.
One great, one horrible. I rolled a 12 and a 2, so that's 14 points of... is it radiant damage? I think it's radiant damage. Let me double check.
Toll the Dead is necrotic?
It's necrotic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's necrotic damage.
And Kira, how do those imps talk again?
I like this. Hi. You suck
Good
butt.
imp voice, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
14 points of necrotic damage
Okay.
as this deafening bong
And-
echoes towards the door.
As it goes and we'll say this bong sound kind of smashes him against the wall again, and he just kind of goes, and then it's just this sort of simmering, sizzling ooze that just goes down as it disintegrates out of existence.
Back to the blood war for you, sucker. And I can't move because the other one gets a free attack, so I'm gonna stay where I am.
Jimmy, no.
No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't care that much. They're imps.
Yeah, they don't.
That was my brother.
Twice removed is a stepbrother.
Okay. So that
Brave
is
an imp that does genealogy.
Look, they have special genealogy where they're from, so.
It gets really weird. My mother's actually my grandfather and my sister. You try to figure that one out.
Sounds about right for the hells.
Jeez.
so. Is that it for Kieran?
Yeah, that's all I can do. Bonus action. I'm not
All
doing
right, Crystal with Fudge on deck.
Okay, so many targets. Since the one is, the figure that's the floating is marked, and I know that that was a hit, I am going to target that one. 2 attacks, with acid rounds with my widow.
All right. So you're going after the main figure, the big figure?
Yes.
So the images did swirl around a bit, so you're not really sure which one is which anymore, but you can try to hit it.
Even though it was marked.
The hunter's mark is
No,
not a
but
visual.
That
need
only-
to hit the one. So it
You
bled.
noticed that you did see that one move when it got shot, but then almost instantaneously the duplicates got the same wound in the same image.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And
fair
then
enough.
once they kind of swirled around a bit, it became difficult to differentiate.
Well, I'm aiming at one
Yeah.
of them that's the closest to me.
And I'm not trying to be a dick, it's how the spell works. Just
Yeah, no,
like
it's perfectly fine. Okay. So first attack. Oh, this is looking better. 24.
Okay, let me see if that hits.
Oh God. Please hit.
Okay, let me see here.
Well, this is a go big or go home for me, so it doesn't get much higher.
Okay. So good news and bad news. Good news, one of the illusions pops, and now there's only 2 figures left. Bad news is you missed the main one.
Yeah, but that's sort of good news. Yeah, I can deal with that. So now we've only got 2 to deal with.
Yes.
Okay, so second shot. I mean, I got a 50% chance now. The odds are looking better. So, do you need the damage roll on that first
Nope.
one, or no?
It just
Okay,
popped
all
the
right.
illusion.
Okay.
The,
All right.
the
So
duplicate is gone.
second shot. And for those in the audience wondering why I'm not doing an extra shirt, I
Extra
already
shirt?
did.
Yeah.
And we haven't
Yeah.
had a rest.
Mhm.
So.
That's the proper pronunciation, so.
Okay, so this is a 15 and 6 is 21.
All right, let's see. Let's get hard. It gets harder for me, so let's see if we make it this time. Oh no. So you see that does seem to strike true as it hits the figure, in the sort of the back and going through the back and wing area, and you see it kind of take a back, and in a second the duplicate gets the same kind of damage, but you know that was a true hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so now this is a little different because this was one of my acid rounds. So this is 1d10. Okay, so that would be... so that is a 5 plus my modifier, which would be plus 3, I believe.
Okay, 8 acid plus your normal bullet damage.
Well, actually, no, that's 8 regular damage, and then the acid is 1d4. Oh, that's too bad. 1 acid damage.
Okay. Alrighty. And I'm just gonna look at your character real quick. You're rolling d12s, right?
Well, actually, according to my notes, the acid rounds do 1d10 plus my modifier plus 1d4 acid, as opposed to my regular 1d12.
Oh, yeah, because they're like softer ammo. Yeah, I remember doing that to you. I'm a horrible, mean DM.
But in this case, I mean, it's my choice to take a chance to see if perhaps there's a special something cool that happens if I hit it with some acid or something.
Definitely you see it seems to take the damage fully, so you get that much. Doesn't seem to go a little bit deeper than you're expecting, but it does fully seem to hit and do damage.
There's nothing that I would detect that would be indicative that the acid damage had done anything unusual.
Not that you can see.
Okay, all right.
She didn't like it. The figure kind of hisses at it, and you see a snake-like tongue kind of comes out of their mouth as they open it in pain.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use a bonus action at the end of my round to switch over to regular rounds in the Widow.
Okay, that's fine.
No, actually, I am going to drop the Widow and I'm going to pick up and load the blunderbuss.
Okay. So, yeah, that's fine, because in D&D 5e, you can just drop a weapon. So, you just drop the Widow and grab your blunderbuss, and I'll allow the bonus action to change out the ammo. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's it for you, right? Any movement you want to do? Any repositioning?
No, I'm happy where I am.
Okay. Fudge.
Can I get to the marked creature that I have without taking, like, do I have to move to get to it, or is it next to me?
You're in a spear's length away from one of the figures, and the other one is you might have to sidestep to get to it. Take like maybe a 5 foot step to get to the other one.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna attack. If I can reach the one without having any opportunity attacks hit me, then I'm gonna attack.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's one in range without any opportunity attacks that you can get to. They haven't moved much.
Cool. Actually, is there one standing next to Muffalo? Is he standing all by himself right now?
Muffalo kind of, when he charged, went past it a little bit, so he would need to turn around and come back, but he could come towards the same target as you if you want him to.
I do. I want him to take a path that gets him a straight line of 20 feet directly at it.
Okay.
So he can do his charge ability on it. So I'm gonna have him attack first.
Yeah, he could do that.
So that'll be my bonus action for him to do that.
All right. So he goes and he charges at the figure in front of you.
That is going to be just a 14 to hit.
That's gonna miss. So he goes and the figure just kind of like it's like sharp, almost elvish like ear kind of twitches a little bit, and it sidesteps just as the Muffalo rears up to pounce.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just do my attacks now on him, or her, or they, whatever it is. That is a Ain't natural 20.
Ain't natural 20.
Jesus.
Ain't natural 20.
Oh gosh. Okay, let me roll to see if it hits.
At the end of this, we're all chipping in for a T-shirt that says "It ain't natural."
It ain't natural.
Yeah.
Ain't natural.
I'm looking at Anita again. Hold on. There we go. So I need to roll. Okay. All right. It misses. Or you rolled, no wait, you got a 20 something, right? It was like a natural
20, 20
unnatural 20. You hit an illusion and it dissipates. There's only one figure left.
Nice.
even. Okay.
Obviously, you would assume the true figure.
Yes. So I can step towards that creature without taking any attacks from anything else.
Nothing else is around you that you know of.
Oh, because I thought there was that one creature.
No, that's facing
the
oh, the cultist. That's right. I apologize. Theater of the mind bullshit. Lot going on. Thank you.
And then the snake thingy too. So that's why I'm asking.
The cultist. Yeah, if you were to step forward, closing the distance, it would potentially get an opportunity attack on you.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn and stab that dick in the face.
Okay.
No.
The robed figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 17 to hit.
I need you to roll again,
sorry,
please.
18. Sorry, 18 to hit.
You
need me to roll again?
Yeah, you see his cloak kind of shimmers. The scales in it shimmer, and it gets like hypnotic in a way and kind of disorients you. And you need to roll at disadvantage for your attack against him.
Oh, I know what he's wearing.
Bitch. Well, that is a 19 on the dice, so it would be better. So.
Okay.
18 was my last roll.
Okay, that hits.
Would have been.
That hits. So despite the disorientation, you let your nose guide you, and you managed to get a hit in.
Yeah.
The stinkiest part of him.
He takes 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You stab him right in kind of the hip area, and he kind of hisses at you. How much damage?
That, you dick. 8. Sorry.
Got it.
Yeah, 8 piercing.
Got it.
And that will be it for my turn.
Got it. Sybil. And well, actually,
Yes.
It's got a new friend to play with that looks menacing and hurt it last time, so it's actually going to turn towards Seth.
I did hurt it worse, so it might want to attack me too.
That's right, you did. You both hurt it. It's pissed off at both of you. You know what? It'll just spread the love. There's a tongue coming at Seth right now.
Look, I'm trying to take some of the damage away from Seth if I can.
Let's see what happens. So that's going to be a 17.
Yeah, that's going to be a thorough tonguing.
Oh, yes.
How long were you sitting on that one?
Yes.
Since the fight started.
And the casual drink afterwards.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I know what I did. All right. So I'm going to need a. It's essentially a grapple check. So I guess my strength versus your dex or strength.
Yeah, this is not going to go well. Well, it's a 16 is what I got.
Okay.
Could have gone much worse.
16? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, actually, no, it's just that there's a DC for it. Wait, sorry.
If it's a grapple, if it's a grapple,
Yeah.
it's a contested check.
Yeah, so, well, it's the way the creature works, but it just says, like, if it is this size, it is grappled. To escape it, you have to pass this check.
Gotcha.
But you did pass it. So you are not considered grappled right now. And it forces it to... It's going to kind of look over at Sybil and try to claw at you. Push you away. Why am I constantly rolling that same thing? Another 17?
Nope.
Alright. And then it's going to, since it got a whip at you with its tongue, got a taste for you, so he's going to step forward and try to bite you. Seth? I'm not rolling this. Why did I roll that dice again? Why did I do that?
Keep doing it.
I told you to smash you with a hammer. You wouldn't listen to me.
12. So that's, I doubt, gonna hit.
Yeah. My AC is only 14, but that's gonna miss.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
So as you kind of like push yourself away from this tongue and this grapple, and it kind of does a half-hearted claw towards Sybil and lunges forward towards you. You're more prepared for it, and you're agile in this kind of form, and kind of snarling step aside enough so that it kind of just scrapes some of your hide, but doesn't quite get you. And that's it for this creature. Nita takes a breath and looks at the solo figure left on the field, and then looks back over towards the big creature and seems a little torn as to which one to go for, but feels the bigger threat right now is the figure in the center and wants to give Fudge support, but sees that she's kind of, you could tell she's kind of thinking and moving back and forth through targets, and then just makes a split-second decision and decides to target the hooded figure instead to try to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
But she is rolling at disadvantage. Okay. So she fires a shot, and it looks a little different as she's sort of muttering a spell to herself. And the muzzle of her gun like gets hot like heated metal. It starts glowing, and this burst of fire juts out, but the shivery weirdness of this figure gets in the way, and it kind of goes past it, unfortunately. And that's, I think, all that she is going to do. Unfortunately, sorry. Was hoping that would hit. The remaining imp is going to make another go for Kieran. As it goes,
Ah, you stink! Go up my butt!
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
Wow.
they don't make sense.
Wow.
They're real weird.
Whoa.
They're real weird imps. Don't question it.
Kieran is not that type of girl.
Just gotten oddly.
And it gives you like this like almost leering grin, like
Got real weird down there.
and his like snake-like tail is gonna whip out and try to bite you. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah, so 19 hits.
Okay. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. That might actually make it. Let's see. She has a pretty okay constitution. Constitution, saving throw. Oh, she's not proficient though. It's gonna be a 15 total.
I was confused by why Roseflower thinks we're gonna get banned, but what was the total?
15.
15. Yeah, so that does make the save, so you'll just take half this damage. 6. So it'll be 6 damage, 6 poison damage. Not halved, that is the halved amount.
Whew. I rolled a 6, so I matched the damage. I keep my concentration.
Nice. Okay. Isn't the minimum 10, or is that it matters how much damage you take?
It's either it's half or and I gotta look it up.
The DC is 10 or half the damage taken, whichever's higher.
Oh, okay. Whichever's higher, so it is 10.
Yeah.
So then I failed. I lose my spell.
Okay. Which spell?
Concentration broken. I was concentrating on Shield of Faith.
Okay, so Shield of Faith is broken. My dude did something! Yay!
And it's gonna die.
Poor little imp. He tried. So yeah, the fangs of his tail kind of he whips in and sinks into your shoulder, and you feel that pulse of poison kind of jutting in. Your resistance is good enough, but you do feel like, you know, some of it got through, and it didn't feel nice. Feel icky. And just to rub salt on the wound, the little asshole imp kind of just rubs his butt like on your shoulder, kind of just wiggling it a little bit before he releases and flies back up a little bit and stares at you. Doesn't go out of your range. He just kind of is back to floating.
I'm gonna murder this thing. Cursing at it in Celestial.
Seth with Sybil on deck.
Well, I am still concentrating on vampiric touch, so I am going to try to dig my claws into this creature once again.
Okay. Big no eyes on this thing, by the way. No eyes, just mouth. No eyes. Big tongue.
Does he even have a nose?
Gonna hopefully
no
hit
nose.
that tongue with a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Terrible damage this time, though. That's very unfortunate. That's only gonna be 9 necrotic damage.
Okay. Full damage does seem to go through, though.
Okay, and I will absorb some of that myself, and that will be the end of my turn.
Eerie. Love vampiric touch. Sybil?
Alright, we're gonna keep attacking this thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be another natural 20.
Oh, damn! You're on fire! You
Apparently.
on fire!
I can't roll shit for the first half of this thing, so, you know. Though I'm not going to do a Divine Smite, because I want to save the next one I have.
That's fair. And this is why I threw big baddies at you guys, because you guys are very strong.
8 slashing damage.
Did you say 8?
18.
18, that's what I thought. I was like, 8 sounds very low for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it doesn't seem like it goes through the armor quite as deep as you want it to, but it does hit it.
Yep. The next one's gonna be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And that's going to be another 11
Got it.
slashing.
Oh, I need to... Okay. Kind of whips around and its tail kind of flaps. There's sharp barbs on it, catching its attention. Anything else?
Looking around, at a quick glance, most of my companions seem like they're doing okay, right?
You guys, anyone want to answer that?
I mean, I've still got some cuts from earlier, but that's about it. And I'm surrounded, so just keep that in mind.
I gotta deal with what's in front of me first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Seth,
sure.
this seems to be looking better and better every time you look at her.
Yeah. Okay.
That's odd.
Crystal,
That's really odd.
Crystal looks pretty good.
Okay.
Actually, she looks really good.
I'm gonna hold off on that then.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Let's see. The cultist takes a dagger out and starts muttering something to itself.
Nope.
And you see the amulet. There's an amulet that you guys notice as it starts glowing that the figure with the dark wings in front of you is wearing. It starts glowing with this sort of green energy as the cultist starts chanting. And he takes his scimitar and slashes himself across his neck.
What?
And the ground starts shaking and cracking and opening. And I'm going to need dexterity saves from Fudge, Sybil, Seth, and Crystal and Kieran, all of you. I'm going to need dexterity saves as the ground starts shaking and cracking. A red glow underneath.
I roll great until you ask for dex save. Thanks.
Oops.
23.
4.
23 for... Okay.
8.
6.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Luckily, the only one in true danger was Fudge, as he was right next to where the cultist sacrificed himself. And right in that space, the ground bursts open. I'm going to need a save from Muffalo as well, actually.
Where's he at? That is 17.
Okay, so you and Muffalo both leap to the sides, and the figure in front of you starts flying towards the center of the room to evade the crack in the ground. The cultist's body slips down as these kind of flames come out from these cracks. And in another moment, you see clawed hands reaching up from out of the cracks, pulling themselves up. You're not quite sure how many yet or what it is. And those of you who got less than a 10 on your dex saves, you guys were luckily a little bit farther away, but you all, if you got under a 10, you're currently prone, as the shaking of the ground threw you off balance. And we're going to go ahead and end the night early. We're going to end the night there on that bit of a cliffhanger. So go ahead and make sure you guys mark on your character sheets, like what you've used, what's active right now. You're transformed, if you have any concentration things up, if you've used any ammunition, etc. Like, just keep track of all that, and we'll continue from this spot next time we meet. And I'm going to do the same for all my creatures and stuff. Make sure I keep track of all the damage you guys have done. But yeah, basically the ground starts shaking. There's this big crack that opened up, and Fudge is, I think, the only one that would see, and Anita, who just is watching in horror as this is happening from her perched spot. Spider climbed on the wall as these sort of dark figures start grasping and raising themselves up. So we'll meet again on the 21st, I believe, is the next Monday we're meeting.
Yep.
To see the conclusion of this battle and see who survives to this is a major milestone in this game, so whoever does survive this encounter will level up. So if you haven't already kind of planned out what you want to do with your next level, you might want to do so, or have a secondary character ready. I don't know, we'll see what happens.
That's real nice of you, Kiara.
But yeah, shit's going down. Shit is going down.
You seriously want us to roll alts?
It's up to you. It's up to you. Probably not, because we're getting towards the end of this campaign. So if your character goes, I will basically give you an opportunity to come in as a secondary character if you want to finish out with the group, or we could just, say our goodbyes. So, but that's always the threat of a D&D game, right? It's part of the game.
Always just a couple bad rolls away.
Always just a couple bad rolls away. Not my intention, but it's a couple bad rolls away. And this is meant to be sort of a first big bad scenario for you guys. You guys are doing pretty good. Really good, I would say. But there's always a twist, right?
The last Chimera Collective showed how close you can get to death.
Oh, yeah. Love that little dancing. Gotta keep things real, gotta keep things real. So what else was I gonna say? So yeah, we're gonna start off next game from there, see what happens. This is not the only game that we have on the channel. I believe tomorrow we've got Destiny Forge coming back. Is that right?
Yeah. So tomorrow is finally the return of Season 3 of Destiny Forge. I think a lot of us have been really looking forward to that. If you haven't gotten caught up, all of the episodes are available on YouTube, and time is running out to watch all of them before we return. Yeah. So
make sure you guys catch up. Really happy to have that back.
Yeah. It's going to be live at the normal time, 7:30, right here on this channel, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And did Zoro announce the thing today?
She didn't announce the thing today. I thought she was going to, because N7 day.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But I didn't see anything from her.
No, there was an announcement.
Did.
Was there? Okay, good.
Was there?
It's in the announcements.
I thought I might have seen something, but I wasn't sure.
I have our own announcements channel muted, so.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well,
wow.
That explains a lot.
I thought I saw it, but I had an insane work day today, so I was like, I felt like I saw something, but I wasn't sure because I didn't see the full message.
Before we jump into that message, we should probably remind everyone that whether Into the Wildlands is not going away. It will be the last Tuesday of every month. Yes. We can wrap up that storyline.
Yes. Yep. Thank you. I had a note to say that, and I almost forgot, so thank you.
So it'll be Destiny Forge tomorrow, and then every Tuesday for the rest of the month until the 29th, which is the last Tuesday of this month. We will return to Into the Wildlands and follow that pattern every month after until that story wraps up.
And leading to Zoro announced the return of our Mass Effect game. So that will be coming back. That'll be next Monday, and it will alternate with this game until we finish Chimera Collective, Darkness and Darvasta. My goal is to finish sometime in December. We'll see how it goes. It might branch into a little bit of January, but I think we could probably wrap it up. So, however, I do have plans for a sequel in the summer because we won't have time we're going to finish out the Darkness in Darvasta, but there's a lot of weird shit happening in Darvasta that still needs to be explored for. So anyone who's interested, in the summer, I'm going to have a sequel to this game come up. So that is something to look forward to in the summer. But we also have alternating games on Saturdays. Withered Waste, which we just had this past Saturday, and Wayward Wanderers, the Azerin DMs. Our Pathfinder game is this Saturday. So check that out for some more good times and fun. And any other announcements? Anything about Behold Lore coming back, or am I missing anything?
Yeah,
I
so
wrote
we're
January for Behold Lore.
we're holding off on Behold Lore until all of our other shows kind of get back into their regular swing, and we've had a couple months of those shows happening.
'Kay.
And we'll be looking probably early in the new year, maybe February, March type of thing for Behold Lore, depending on how our other shows are doing and their schedules.
There you have it, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Raiders, for coming and stopping by. Please subscribe, hang out, watch us. If you want to catch up on videos, check out our YouTube channel and like it. Subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Love you all. Have a great, I never know how to end these things, so have an adventurous week. Goodbye.
Right.
I'm waving.
I'm waving.